How's it going, guys? It's Zimzilla once again, back at it. This is kind of an off-the-cuff, impromptu Zimcast number 121. It's a Godzilla open mic, anything kaiju. So this is going to be more determined by what's going on with the guests and sort of questions that they might want to shoot my way that we can have a big hubbub discussion over. So yeah, that's just gonna be the long and short of it. I already have one person who is in there, and we have another person in there. So as these people begin to come into the chat, we'll kind of go from there. But in the meantime, what I will do is we'll start off with the stream submissions as we ought to do, and then we'll bring everyone on stage and just short talk. This is going to be a pretty short stream as well. So if you're interested in joining, try to join as quick as possible. I know a few people were asking if they may join later on, which if not, it's unfortunate. There's always going to be more streams in the future, guys. So do not worry about that. But starting off with our stream submissions, we have two. One of them is from Vic Monstrous, the 98 appreciator, clitty sucker, some might say. Hopefully it doesn't take me down first minute of the video. But we have two of his creations here. And there's another one towards the end. But it was a little bit light on the stream submissions. So having a third, I'll allow in this one case. So the first one here, kind of looking like Chandler from, or Pagila, whichever one you want to say, from Ultraman. It is Batragon, or Batrogon. Which, again, like I said, very Chandler, Pagila inspired, except more broad reptilian face, lighter browns. There's more distinction between the arms and the wings themselves. They don't feel like one whole big mass. Almost like if like Baragon and Pagila or Chandler had like a baby in a way. That's kind of the best way to describe it, which I like the design. I'm also curious about the detailing here because they kind of remind me of how some people will kind of draw like gills or something. But it may just be a stylistic thing, especially because you can see it right here. So there's that. And then this is the next one here, Terror Claw, which design-wise reminds me of a mixture of like Pagos from Ultra Q, specifically the Ano Ultraman Pagos with that head design, except obviously actual eyes, and then Baragon-esque body. So I like the design. I think, honestly, instead of the plates starting here, if they started here and you made the head color the same color as the spines, or the spine color the same color as the head, I think that design bit would be a little bit more cohesive. I just feel like that the neck's a little bit missing, where if you do something with the neck more, I think that's something that'll be interesting to elaborate on further. Now, from Intestine Inspector himself, Traz Katan here with a new updated design, which are going more for the like shattered glass mosaic motif, which I like here. And obviously the colors and stuff are a little bit more updated from last time, so there's more different like shades of blue all over the design, which I like. And I think probably, since you've done all of this design work for the body, adding a little bit more details to the golden spines here would probably top off the design in terms of at least like details and colors is perfect. Because overall, like the design already was really good. I think that this pattern here takes it to another level. And this was also something Inspector also posted, but it was, this was the Jin Dahad picture that inspired his piece here, which I can see it. But I like, honestly, in a way, I would like to see, just for the fun of it, use this Jin Dahad's colors on him just to see what it would look like. But I prefer at least the color choice you used here. So it's interesting showing off the inspiration, which is always cool if people are watching this and they want to know where people get their inspirations from. That's always nice. Now, there's nothing special about this. It's from Minecraft World. It's a penguin. Nothing more, nothing less. It's a little spiny boy. But we got the Slop King himself, the Scar King, but it's a redesign by Minecraft World, and in keeping with the mythological origins for the names, the Scarred King, not the Scar King, is Titanus Wukong, which, interestingly enough, if I was ever to redesign Scar King, if I was to give him like a Titanus designation with like a mythical name, Wukong would be the first one I'd probably think of, but I'd probably say something like Hanuman as mine. Titanus Goku. Yeah, essentially. Titanus Goku. And I know he's in the back. I'm gonna ask him about this because it kind of almost looks like a jawbone that's being used as a crown, but I assume that's a horn right there, and that's also horns too that are actually connected to him rather than like little crowns or anything. But if that was like a little bone crown, I'd like that. That'd be cool. And then the MFS0 spiny anti-Godzilla weapon prototype, which I know this is something from Nico. I feel like for some reason, I haven't played any Mario games in forever, that it's the same like looking design as one of the Mario tools, which it'd be kind of cool to see like a Godzilla-esque Mario game. That'd be fun. But as always, Nico's really good at adapting almost anything into a style. You can see here with his Godzilla 2000, it's amazing as well. So good job there, Nico. And now the third piece for Vic. It's an image of Batragon facing off against one of his other kaiju, which I forget the name of. And I know he asked about my thoughts regarding this. Now, composition-wise, it's really good. I think the only thing I'm concerned about is probably just the hands, because I know this thing's got really small hands. From what I've seen before in the design, they should probably be facing back a little bit more. But regardless, he did a good job on this. And this is me being a little baby about things. I'm always like, anytime I do something like this where I have to change up the posture and the pose for my monster and it doesn't get exactly how I want it to, I get super anal about things. But that's just me. Like, overall, you did a great job, Vic. I think that's probably the only thing that stands out to me is off. But outside of that, given the fact that Batragon's very Chandler-esque inspired, it does make me think of Lawless Monster Zone, but in the Hollow Earth. And then one last submission before we start bringing in people. It is from Lau himself. It is, I assume, a burrowing because of all the stones and stuff, Biolante, which I thought he had done a design that was similar for some of the storyboards that he's been doing for Godzilla vs. Biolante. But yeah, no, Lau always does amazing artwork. And I noticed with this design for Biolante that the spines are a little bit more visibly splines. They're more visibly spines than Biolante's usual plant-ish looking spikes. So I commend him for that. And I know if you are interested, for anyone who is watching for the first time or has not just done it yet, there is the Discord where you can see more art like this, as well as contribute art yourselves. I'm always looking for new people to join, be part of this community, and generate more discussion on all topics. I will post the link to join the Discord right here as we start to bring on people as well. So first on the docket, it is the Minecraft world.
Hi, I am drawing right now.
Congratulations. And then following that, Sea Monster.
Yo.
And following him is the horse knob lover, Karu.
I tell you this, Zim. I did not do anything with the horse. Why would you spread such fake news about me?
I'm dead. Following up, it is, I was about to say the Italian stallion, but no, he's not Italian. The Portuguese Punisher. Yeah, that works. Wow.
Hey guys.
The Italian stallion.
Legend. Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't fall asleep this time. And following up after that, it is the Red Man himself, the Pyro, which we haven't seen in a bit.
Oh.
Howdy. I love popping in.
Heyo.
Just a surprise.
There you go. And then ending it off, it is the Greasy Strangler Acno Goji.
Sup.
There we go. Awesome sauce. So we still got a few more spots people want to join. We'll see what happens. But other than that, let's end off the music. And if anyone's got a topic we want to kind of rush into as the
You
starting
wanted
thing,
to-
we're welcome to.
You first. I would actually like to clarify the stuff with Wukong, with my Titanus Wukong stuff first. Since
Yeah.
You wanted
Let
to
me-
ask me about that.
Yeah, let me get it back up there, and you can discuss it while I get it up.
Yeah.
Giggity.
So the bone crown is a bone crown. That's not like a horn or something. That is an actual bone crown that he has, meant to mimic the band that Wukong is supposed to have around his head.
Oh, okay.
So
Ooh.
yeah, that is an actual bone crown. And then the staff. I chose Wukong because when Scar King was first dropping, like that was very early into like when I started getting into Lego Monkey Kid. And so I was thinking a lot about Sun Wukong. And then when the movie came out, I watched it and was just like, hold on. Why didn't you call him Titanus Wukong? Because you have the whole rampage through heaven thing. You have him betraying the gods, the Titans. You have him leading an ape army. You have the white horse Shimo. It's right there. So I decided this is meant to be for my for a rewrite of GVK and GXK, which if the topic comes up, I'll probably get more into that. But the basic idea was like it was right there. Rampage through heaven, attacking the gods, betraying the gods. White horse, ape army.
We were right there, man.
Exactly. And design-wise, I also took a lot of cues. I took less from actual apes and more so from just monkeys. So like the face is a macaque's, and then I used other aspects of like prior of other apes. The pose is based off one of the Haya, a picture of one of the Haya figure for Scar King. So yeah, and then the staff, the reason why it has those lightning strikes is because I agree with the criticism. Why is Shimo's gem at the tip of the whip? No, I put it inside the staff itself.
So, like,
to
did he
make it.
craft the weapon, or is it like just something that he found?
He crafted the weapon years ago, and it's held together by the crystal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it makes it like a
Like-
lot harder for any adversary to potentially try to get a hold of that crystal.
Yeah, no, because he has it quite literally in the palm of his hand.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And once again, as always, with the $5 super chat, thank you so much. JDFVA, the boys asked me to come on to stream. I declined, stating that I'd rather ask for a one-on-one with Zim himself. So, Zim, do you accept? Yeah, like in a one-on-one, you mean like one-on-one time outside of like streams and stuff just to chat about writing, or like a one-on-one as in a one-on-one stream? Because I would totally be able to do that. And as always, hey, I appreciate you always coming in with a $5 super chat. It means a lot.
But yeah, I'm just curious. Since I'm going to be doing Shimo next, do you guys have any thoughts on this design or like ways I could improve this?
In terms of this design or just Shimo? Because I'd say with Shimo, there's a lot you can do with Shimo. Just don't make her the design that we already have, because the design we have sucks.
Into Shimo.
One sec, I think you completely cut off there.
I want to translate some lessons that I had with Scar King into Shimo.
I know there is one dragon from Chinese mythology. I forget the name of it that's associated with Wukong. Actually, if anything, if you could just make you could add more kaiju to Scar King's roster, and you can make the entire like Journey to the West group as like antagonist monsters if you're keeping the Wukong theme going.
I think I'd like to do that for like lore stuff, but so basically for Kong the New Empire, because I'm splitting the New Empire into its two halves. Kong is having his as a solo film. Mothra is going to be the one he teams up with instead of Godzilla, just to make it a bit more natural.
Mm.
And then Godzilla's going to have his own thing, his own solo film at a later date with Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. I'm swapping Mechagodzilla out from GVK for Camazotz. That's why I'm reworking Camazotz.
And real quick, front with $2. Once again, thank you. Separate stream will work. Yeah, no, definitely. Just DM me like days you're available. I'll see what my schedule looks like, and I will make that the next sort of one-on-one stream that we can do, or that I will do.
One thing I could say, but this is not about your design only, like this is just like a bunch of scarking I've noticed. The way he's made, it almost looks like he's wearing pants.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say pants. It's almost like, well, I was gonna say,
you know, epic movie, that old like spoof movie they had where they have like the lion from Narnia, and he's wearing like those pants. That's what this looks like. But not again, Minecraft. It's not just your design. Even the Haya figure, which is funny enough that you said that you used it as a reference. That figure, when you look at it, the way that the hair basically just ends, it really looks like he has pants too. And I just think that this is a transition in the design. You know, like the hair and the paint make it so it can be read as that very easily. Like once you notice that it really looks like trousers, it's something that you cannot really unsee.
Yeah, no, I had that.
especially like right here.
Problem, and it was just kind of like,
yeah.
I had that problem, and it was just kind of like unavoidable because I am not giving Scar King a dick.
Yeah, it's like that's the cut where the waist articulation is gonna be. That's unfortunate.
It's literally wearing pants.
Also,
no, but what you can do is just maybe transition the hair, so at least in the center, it goes up instead of being like basically like a line. But again, like it's not a problem with your design. It's just something that I never
it's an
hear
issue
anyone
with it's
say
an issue
about
with Scar King. It's an issue with Scar
yeah.
King designs, period. Because like
it's an issue with the Scar King design by itself. Like, unfortunately, he isn't like the most healthiest ape. Like, he's kind of a scrawny old.
Yeah, and that's something that I wanted to lean into with my take, because in my version, Scar King has been trapped underground by himself and has barely had whatever comes in to eat. It's like small bugs or small creatures that slide into his cave every now and then, and that's all he gets. That's
What's interesting is that like he's called the Scar King, yet even on like the figure and like all the other like high-ranking apes, they all have stripes. I guess you could say like the red stripes in the painting is the scars, but I guess the striped king or the striped king was not threatening enough.
No. Scar, I chose the scar paint. I wanted to make the paint mimic scars, so that's why it's called that.
With Scar King, the first thing I thought of when I saw the design was like, oh, those red stripes aren't going to be stripes. They're going to be actual scars. There's the reason he's called the Scar King. Like,
it was like
I saw what they did in like the film and shit, and it's just like, you really couldn't get them to just okay this motherfucker being scarred as fuck. Like, you could not okay that. So it's like, it's gotta be this weird thing.
Even Kong has more scars than this motherfucker, actually.
No, but like, if you pull up Koba from Planet of the Apes, because that was another one that I used.
I was gonna say, like, maybe even just like have it to where one of his eyes is like he is like blind or something, or like
exactly.
no white. Like just
exactly. Right there.
Dude, the CGI in this movie was so fucking good.
I need to watch these movies. I have them now.
Yeah. Did you know that I actually learned all the dialogue that is in sign language from memory? So when I go to different, literally in this movie, on the second one, all the dialogue, I just know what they're saying when they're using sign language between the apes. I don't remember. I never memorized the whole dialogue of the entire movie, right? But there was like a 5-year period where, if you asked me to just say it, I will literally just give you line by line everything that happened until like I think the third act. Then I had some mistakes, but yeah, basically everything that was sign language I knew it, and I used that to learn other languages because
Oh.
I remember one of the lines was, "Do you ever think of them?" Sometimes, right? So I will see the lines of the subtitles, whatever word it was in whatever language, and so now I know that that means sometimes, right? Like I'm reading it, and that's how I learned, like for example, some Estonian and a little bit of Russian. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Also,
Hmm.
just looking at Scar King designs. Oh boy.
Again, he just looks like chaos, but worse.
I'm
Yeah.
not even gonna lie. Like, I think a lot of the concept arts like don't do him justice. Like, I'm fine with the design we got. I'm not.
Wait.
fine-
Hold on. Second row. Go back to the Skarking concept art. Scroll up. Like, fuck, it's gone now.
You said second row.
Okay. Right there.
This one,
Top row, third image.
top row, third
No.
image.
The one that says Skarking concept art from Reddit.
This
That
one.
just looks like Rumpelstiltskin with the red wig.
Yes.
Again, like
Yeah.
It's just no. Now I'm just imagining Kong escapes and he just says, "Boots, get me my angry wig."
again, like I'm fine with the Scar King design we got. I'm just not fine with the fraud he turned out to be. Like,
Yeah.
give him any design, just don't make him a god dang fraud.
I feel like
Wait.
I gotta say, this is the closest to a design I actually like for him.
interesting because I think
Yeah.
all of these aren't great.
They aren't great, but like it's the same thing with Shimo's concept art. I don't think any of Shimo's concept art, for the most part, looks good.
I'm curious. Are there any like fan
Yeah, there's a-
good
there's a
fan
reason
designs of
Plan
Scar
was
King that you
lucky
like?
I have not really looked at fan Scar King designs, so fan Scar King.
Because like you've shared a bunch for Shimo that you like.
Oh well, there's that one from Dope Pope, actually, I guess.
That one's not bad. That's like really small. Ooh, I love how these are all just super small.
Yeah. But, like that
That's
one's on
not
Insta.
bad. That's also
Barely even see it.
yeah. It's annoying. Like that's actually not bad.
Oh shit, that's pretty sick.
That's pretty good. As well as look, he's actually
It's-
scarred, like right there. in the-
Wait,
Right
and also
there.
that kind of looks like the ape titan, doesn't it?
From,
looking
Like
at
the
the
hair
artwork.
just kind
oh,
of
from Attack on
circle.
Titan, you mean? Like the
Yeah.
the Beast Titan?
Yeah.
I'm looking at
the
the-
body shape. Yeah.
I'm looking at this
Yeah.
art design and just thinking, Hoshi?
It looks like something he would draw.
Oh, right here, it's not bad
Oh,
either.
that looks
Okay.
awesome.
If I was, I'm just trying to think of how. Obviously, Scar King isn't present for my Godzilla AU stuff, so I'm just like thinking hypothetically if I was to design him, probably use Chaos from Primal Rage and Krog from Primal.
Mm.
There we go. That's actually not a bad design either, right here.
Huh,
The
that
DeviantArt
one's
one.
neat. That one's neat.
I think
And
with
the Dope
Krog-
Pope, you kind of showed it for a little bit,
Let me go
which
back
was a 3D model. Okay, yeah, that
oh,
one.
the one that looks
Can I
this
make
one
a
right here?
controversial take?
That
real quick?
one.
Yeah.
What?
What were you saying?
I was just gonna say, like, when it comes to the Scar King design, I think the one thing I'd probably prefer the most, if it's just kind of like a King Louis, like a live-action Jungle Book situation, where it's like, yeah, they're all bringing him food for a reason, because he'll fucking kill them if they don't. Like, he's the biggest ape, and it's for a reason. Like, I do vibe with the fact that, like, all of his kingdom is for show and whatnot. I just don't like the vibe that it's just like there's nothing backing it up.
Yeah.
It's like for a second they thought of just like, what if we bum rushed him? It'd be over. It'd be
No,
over.
I've mentioned that several times when discussing like the problems with this film, and I don't know why people think that that's not a viable strategy they could have if they tried.
Yeah,
There
no,
are
because it's
more
like
slaves than there are people who would defend Scar King, as well as you'd have to suspend your disbelief that the apes that are clearly scarred, even though they're in a position of power, were not abused by Scar King, and if they saw the opportunity to rebel with all these apes, that they just do it.
The one
Yeah.
shared ability I give to that argument is just like, okay, cool. You look at slave societies in the real world, like more slaves than people. You don't really have the same criticism with that, because we see that when people try that and they fail, we see what happens when they fail. We never see that here. We see like one mother just being like, no, don't hurt Suko, and then she gets kicked into the lava.
Well, no,
I mean,
remember
you
we
do
also
have the
see
head on
the heads of
spike.
There's never
snakes.
that
Yeah.
bum rush option. There's never that just like, oh, what if we all just bum rushed you? Yeah, you killed the kid, but you killed what if we just all bum rushed you? We never
Yeah,
see
it's also the fact that you need us to get to your ultimate weapon.
Mm.
Exactly, that's the main thing I always say. Like, the fucking monkeys don't cut off the volcano thing, you know? Like, what's the word for it?
Actually, yeah, that is a good point. Like, if they just killed the apes and never made it so Shimo could get out, they could just kill Scar King and then free Shimo, be like, you're free, let's get out of here.
As well
Yeah,
as like
exactly.
also the fact too that like Shimo has to be extremely stupid to allow Scar King to ride her throughout the entire film, because the only reason why Shimo's acting to fight against Godzilla and Kong is because Scar King's forcing her to. She does the big jump with the two monsters. Why didn't she just buck him off and let the two of them kill him?
sound. I'm sorry to say this, but like it came up earlier where it's just like, why is the crystal attached to the end of the whip? The way whips work, it's sound. Like, it seems just
Thing
by
is,
the way
like, thing is, a bow staff would work just fine.
no, it wouldn't.
you'd-
It's not a whip.
Yeah,
Sound. The way a whip works, it's not the length of the. It's the very end of the whip and the way it works, where it cracks.
The
and it
issue-
creates that
the
sound.
issue, he's not cracking the
Wait,
whip
no,
on
he
the
never-
ground to activate it.
Wait, you're
Does-
saying wait.
Tom, does he never crack the whip? I'm sorry.
No, he
No,
never
No,
does.
no,
He just
he-
points it.
because
The
it's
first
made
time
out
He
of-
points it.
No, wait. The first time Scar King ever uses the whip on like Shimo against Kong is he just points the crystal at Kong, and he like points it. Like he uses the crystal almost like a wand sometimes without the
Oh,
rest of the
yeah.
whip light.
Okay, then that's my fault. I fucking
Like
missed
we can go through the
I-
scenes too. Yeah.
I-
one
No,
No,
second.
no, no. It's not really
I-
necessary because he never does it. Like, he really never does it. And also, like, since it's made out of bone, I don't even think it will have the capacity to do that, right? Because
No, the way whips working and the way I was going off it, like, yeah, you see whips made of chain that provide the same fucking snap if they're snapped hard enough with enough force.
Yeah, no, it's just
I was just mistaken because I saw that movie like twice and I'm just like, you know what, not again. And I always imagined it like he cracked the whip. I forgot
Yeah.
that he just kind of points it like a wand or like a guitar or some shit.
yeah, no,
watching-
that's it.
Nah.
That's all he does. That's all he really does with it.
Yeah.
Again, the fraud
Harry
he-
Potter style.
Yeah, the fraud he is in the movie, there's no defense for that. But I could see where he's a threat, but it's not in the movie. Jesus Christ!
Yeah, like 1 sec. Before YouTube slaps my nuts off.
I'm watching the clips now, and this dude literally just poses with the crystal like it's a
Boogle,
guitar.
boogle, ooga, booga, 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 booga,
Yeah,
booga,
that's all he
booga,
does with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Dude just Elvises with the
Wait.
fucking crystal.
1 sec. I'm gonna go back to the scene myself.
Wait, I just had a dumb idea. Is like, it's that meme of like Eminem just like throwing something at the camera. That, but it's Scar King with the crystal.
Yeah. Oh,
Crystal, Nemo comes out and he's just like, "Bitch, get tamed," throwing the crystal.
Yeah.
at her.
yeah. Like he does this, and and more often than not, he does it like a bit more aggressively in order to really get Shimo to do what he wants him to do, like later in the film.
Yeah. Or no, just
or
like-
or even in the same scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right there. Yeah. Like that.
See, in my mind, and I apologize to everyone, like, in my mind, like, you get the really aura farming crystal point, but then the rest of them, I just imagine, like, I guess I just imagine him, like, actually snapping the fucking whip.
No, that's fair. He's
No,
just
but,
more
that
like,
would be
bitch, do
pretty
what I tell you.
fucking sick. No, but like, if he did that, okay, that makes more sense because it's like he's channeling its energy through the ground to Shimo using a psionic capability. That makes sense. That would
I
make
just need to apologize because like I'm just like, oh no, you're wrong, and it's just like, no, he doesn't fucking use it like a whip. He points it like Harry fucking Potter.
No, I was about to say when he points it out where like that one clip right here, doesn't it kind of? I wouldn't be surprised if someone to defend this scene would be like, "I bet Wingard was inspired by Voldemort when he used a Vedic cadaver." That was
Yeah, literally,
No, but like
yes.
that's the thing. Unironically, not joking. Yes, that's the Avada Kedavra scene. That is literally Avada Kedavra.
Monkey Potter! Monkey Potter! The ape
Avada
who
banana.
lives, the ape who come to die. Avada Kedavra!
The ape lived to come to die. Shake him, kill him, princess, sick him. Like
It's just.
It's also
Shimo
interesting
is just,
too.
Shimo is just the pit bull called Princess.
Oh, God.
princess, get him, get that child, kill him.
Eat the child.
Monkey spotted! Pitbull, go!
Oh shit! Oh shit! Another pit bull princess. Oh princess.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
What's
Yoshi.
interesting too
Hi.
is that like Shimo being the most powerful monster in the monsterverse just so happens to conveniently have a crystal that makes her completely useless.
Yeah, what convenience when you think about it.
I think it's more ironic that like Shimo's the most powerful kaiju so far, and we haven't seen that shit. So far, it's just like, damn, like you just a little puppy dog. Like King Ghidorah was there, the Mudos were there, fucking the skull, the
If
skull
anything,
crawlers
just
were
the
there,
sheer existence of Shiro makes the existence of a previous monstrous entirely Ghidorah completely pointless when you think about it.
Hoshi, are you sick?
you sound
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Jeez.
be here for a while.
Yeah, hopefully you get better, man. Like I think everyone's been getting sick. It seems because
Yeah, no, I got sick. I got sick over the
It's like-
weekend.
No, jeez.
I have overcome my sickness over the last day.
Yeah,
It's
I
because
have-
the fact,
I'm
it's
the
the
only one
fact
who
that
hasn't gotten
Ghidorah is
sick
on my
yet.
ass.
The Emperor of Mankind has protected me.
Praise be to the Emperor.
Praise be to Space King.
Praise
Fuck,
be
it's
to
just
Space
the
King.
Emperor.
What's like the best redesign you guys have seen of any like Toho? Let's limit it for a little bit, like to Toho stuff, unless you have something that's so good, like for example, like a
Best
Gamera thing or
fan-
Ultraman
best
thing that you have
Fan
to mention.
redesign.
This fan redesign.
Wait,
Oh
wait,
god.
Hold on, because I've got one, but I just got to see if it's valid.
Okay.
Are we counting redesigns of fan kaiju?
Oh my god, that's so fucking beyond the pale.
No, I'd say no.
No,
Just,
no.
just
fair
Are
enough.
we
Actually-
Well,
counting
let's
Dollar Tree
let's
rip-offs and
limit it
costumes?
for now, and then later we'll probably like go for other ones.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I'm like trying to think. Hang
But
on, I know
first
exactly.
of all,
who-
I'm going to be leaving now if that's okay for you guys.
All
Yeah,
right,
that's
you
good.
get better, Hoshi.
you
You get better, man.
recover for the love of God.
You sound like you have days left to live.
Circle has cursed.
I guess you could say that. Anyway, bye, guys.
bye, Hoshi.
Later, man.
Bye.
Get well
Bye.
soon.
Yeah, sorry, the best redesign, unironically, Rodan.
For a fan redesign?
No, just like as in general. Like,
Oh.
fan redesigns are one thing, official is another, and then we get to like what the person who asked the question wanted to bring up is like redesigns of fan designs. But like the best redesign, Rodan. That's the one where it's just like, cool, you brought Rodan back. I see normies talking about the Rodan scene. Still in the age of 2026. Yo, Rodan and them fucking helicopters.
Yeah,
That
I'd
was-
probably say like out of official stuff that got redesigned, probably would be Rodan as well.
No, yeah, it would. I would say Rodan or, I'm assuming we're excluding Godzilla. Kaisei Space Godzilla.
I've seen it. It's
I
fine.
need to see more of him before I get to, like really like him. I like the design, right? But
Yeah, the design's fine. It's-
Yeah.
it's
I
just
would
like
say
I
it's like-
need to see him do more first, right? Like more
Yeah.
positions, more poses,
Yeah,
maybe
positions.
different art style.
I like that better than like the obvious second choice in my opinion, because like I really hate the second choice because it's Ghidorah.
Yeah, well, I
Which
mean, like
Ghidorah?
out of the big five, I'd probably say Rhodey and
Oh.
Ghidorah were probably the best redesigned.
No, but like that's the reason I hate it, because the two that are the most redesigned are from the big five, and then it's like both 1 and 2. Rodan is the best, and then at a very, very worst, it's like Ghidorah, where it's just like cool. We just came off of Game of Thrones. We get it. He looks like one of those dragon. Ghidorah, I don't really vibe with like the King of the
I think that's really not how he looks, to be fair. Like, I think that those dragons look way more unique to their own type of
Distinct,
stuff.
yeah.
Like, distinct, that's a word. But you reminded me of this because one thing I would say, at least in the top three for
Smog.
me, is
Sorry, Smog.
it looks even less like Smog to me.
Yeah,
But
I would say it
anyway,
doesn't. No.
just
I
Prey
know.
Ghidorah to me is like one of the coolest things I've seen in like the last couple of years.
Again,
It's
like
like-
you know what,
so-
I can accept that personal difference. It like I just think that like Monster vs. Ghidorah just looks too much like the Game of Thrones, like fucking Lord of the Rings smogified dragons. Like that face is just like, eh.
In the vaguest sense possible, maybe, but even then, I'd say he still looks distinct enough from those other dragons to where it's not just like a carbon copy, or even like that, or even like taking too many cues from them.
I won't say it's a carbon copy. I'd say it takes too many cues in the fact that like this looks more like Smog than it does original Ghidorah. That looks more like looking at what Zim has on screen. That looks more like a Smog ripoff than it does like an original Ghidorah.
No, I would say L take
Well,
on this one because
I would say
that
it looks
Smog
like
looks
just like an
way
updated
more
Pixie Ghidorah.
human.
I
Yeah.
don't see it.
Like if anything, Smog looks more like a red
Human.
Heisei Ghidorah or a like red Monster vs. Ghidorah.
I don't even think that they look that similar. Look at the difference in the head shape and how like it Smaug is more triangular. Ghidorah's has like the boxier snout as well. Additionally, the horns are longer. The way the
And
neck
also
is curving is
are-
differently.
My argument would be it's just like, yeah, Smog looks very different when they want him to be, especially in like these broader shots with his snout. It's when they start to fucking humanize Smog and when they lean into like the motion capture that they did, where it's like, yeah, I can't help but see it. I'm sorry. Like the death battle thing that Zim has on screen, the one screenshot that's always been brought up, that doesn't help it, but it's the way the snout is built where it's like I see what they were going for. I see where they tried to make more dragonish Ghidorah. It does not come across as just like Ghidorah for me. I like the
I
action.
still don't see it though, because like even just looking at the shot here, the head's very different, the eye placement's different. But like again, I've always said this. I think Monster vs. Ghidorah just looks like an updated version of Heisei King Ghidorah, which in that case, by precedent, Smog would be essentially try to ape Heisei King Ghidorah at that
Yeah,
point.
like honestly, like if you were to translate like the classic Ghidorah designs that we would be used to seeing from the Suitmations into like a CG creation, what have you, that looks like a lot more. Let's just say like moves around like arguably a bit more realistically than the Suitmation version. Like Monster vs. Ghidorah is pretty much what I would imagine, because you got like he uses like the wings to walk,
That's fair, and I 100% acknowledge this. I've gotten into this debate many times. For me, it's the heads. It's literally just the heads. Like, I can buy the Monsterverse Ghidorah bot. Like, I can get with that. Cool. It's cool. The heads, I don't know what it is. The heads just fucking get me. I look at those and I'm just like, okay, Cersei Lannister, fucking pack it up. Okay. Pack it up, fucking, hobo. Like, you get your ring and get the fuck out of here. I see the head and I'm just kind of like, okay, that's Lord of the Rings. That's Game of Thrones. And I admit that's just a personal thing, I guess. That's fair.
All right.
I would probably say like another design probably would be like Singular Point Anguirus. I think is a really, really well done design.
Oh Yeah.
Oh god, I'm so happy we got at least one good singular point design.
Yeah, that's.
What about
One.
Salunga?
Thank you. Salunga was.
Fuck you,
What about
Salunga.
Salunga?
Yeah, what about Salunga?
Yeah, it's not really Gabra. It is like
Who was
it
Gabra
is
to begin with? Who was
A dream-
Gabra to begin with?
A small child.
A dream
Yeah.
creature.
A
Like,
dream kaiju. A dream kaiju. Cool. You made Gabra a fucking real thing and you made it something nice. I like that. I like Salunga. I like Salunga.
I like the
would
design.
say
I don't
that,
really like
but
what he does
also
in the
I do
show.
understand that
The
people might
only
not count him.
genuinely
Salunga's-
there are only two good designs to come out of Singular Point, and that is Anguirus and Manda.
Manda's okay. I think I think Manda looks at too like insectoid in some points, but like Salunga's a fine design. I don't like what he does in the show where he feels kind of pointless, and
Right.
it feels like a waste of an original monster. Whereas in the case with Anguirus, they just make it Anguirus, give him some cool powers. Even though he's not like giant, I really do like his battle with Jet Jaguar though.
Yeah.
And before I forget it, technically you could make an argument that Gabra is the second strongest monster or third strongest monster behind Godzilla in the Showa continuity. Technically.
No,
Why?
no,
So,
no.
then you have to really like headcanon it to the point where since if Godzilla's a fictional entity in this world, and obviously Gabra's a fictional entity as well, and Godzilla fights Gabra, that would imply that Gabra is on a level where Godzilla actually needs to fight him to defeat Gabra than any other monster.
I don't really get.
And because
I don't get it.
because Destroy All Monsters would have been the only like the last film Ichiro would have seen, that would imply that the Godzilla he's thinking of that's fighting Gabra is the strongest Godzilla's been at that point in continuity.
I'm sorry, Zim. No.
No.
Yeah, if we're gonna do this
I-
power scaling stuff, I'm not gonna accept headcanon, for why.
Too bad.
Same.
Too
no,
bad.
You,
Time to
you
spread
went
Gabra.
full 2005 right there.
Hey,
Yeah, you
he's gone. I can't. I have to 05 in his place for a little bit.
It's a rare Zim
Wait,
L.
Wait. It's like
Rare
wait.
Zimel,
What was his phrase that he
Zimel,
said? How was it that he
Zimel.
used to say? Yeah,
But
but
still.
Okay, but still.
But
Okay,
still,
okay.
think about it this way.
Okay,
Listen,
but like,
listen. The moment you start, the moment you lead an argument with like, oh, but like if you headcanon it strong.
But Pyro, but still Pyro.
Well, no, I get you, bro. I get you. If you
Pyro, but still
if you headcanon it strong enough, do you know who the
Pyro, but still. It's
If you
no.
headcanon.
Wait. Can we get back? Can we get back on topic because I want to talk about like good fan design
It
redesigns.
looks still
More
Minecraft.
natural looking.
Still, no, but still.
But still. You're supposed to
Oh,
be
wait.
better than 05, not join him.
Wait.
I
No,
hate
I have.
No,
I
it's
have-
just it's Anakin just in there, but still Obi-Wan the Jedi.
Are evil. Okay, Obi-Wan, but still, the Jedi are evil in my opinion.
But
It's where
Wait,
like,
Anakin literally gets cut in half, and he's like, okay, but still.
it's where I know I'm old because the only thing I'm imagining is just like the fucking meme was just like, "Daddy, chill," and it's just like, what the hell?
what the hell is this?
Padme's all like, Anakin, you're breaking my heart. You're going down a path I can't follow. Anakin, okay, but like still.
No, Anakin's just like, "Daddy, chill," and she's just like, "What the hell is this? What do you mean?" Like, oh god.
I think even though
That was
it's
bad
not like
bad
a
one.
back to the designs, yeah. I think even though it's not like a redesign of, well, it is technically a redesign of Godzilla's Source. I think Odo Island Godzilla is a better design
Yeah,
than Heisei
yeah, no,
Godzilla
that-
Source. I like both designs, but you
I guess
just peek.
if I was to talk about redesigns of kaiju that I think just like, oh my god, I love this thing. I can't think of many off the top of my head that haven't already been mentioned outside of Kaisei Godzilla.
Mm.
Are we bringing in fan creations now?
No,
I mean,
Kaisei is the
the
comic,
original
Mighty
question
W.
was fan redesigns. It's just that for some reason I forgot to say fan, so my intention got
No,
completely screwed.
let's do. Wait. Why don't we let
wait,
Kuru talk? Because I know exactly what fan kaiju redesign he's going for.
Which one?
DM it to me, and then I can probably post it up
DM
on
it,
Wait,
this.
DM it.
Minecraft. Okay, so long story
know
short,
it-
well, I'm gonna build this up because I actually have a lot. I had a lot in hand with this design actually. I didn't do the art, but the design itself is one that I had a lot of hand in the making of. Given, so the one who did this is a friend of mine named Rora. He made a Godzilla fan AU called God's Abomination. It features some of, I think, the best redesigns for a singular kaiju ever. The reason I started talking to him is because in that roster, he had Red from the Godzilla NES creepypasta. And I started talking to him. And I'm not joking, it was Red which made me start analyzing creature designs more. And this led to me and him having an hours long discussion about this redesign and how I feel it needs to go about. And I think it's resulted in just a design that is complete perfection.
Okay, can I counter that 1 second? Because if we're talking fan Godzillas now, it's fan Godzillas. We all have our favorite one. I got mine.
Well, yeah, but we were talking about redesigns of fan kaiju, and I feel like this was just one I'd talk about. Plus, I've talked briefly.
Sorry, my bad. I thought it was fan designs of Godzillas. Fan designs of kaiju. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I started talking with him pretty closely about this design, and once we started refining it to this shape, I just could not have been happier with how this turned out. I think this is Red isn't official, but he's kind of known once you start getting to older fans who were around during the older days of the internet and the Godzilla community. People know what this monster is. And it was him that made me, it was Red in the creepypasta and those discussions with him which made me start actually made me seriously sit down and try to analyze why I think the original design works, what can be translated into a redesign, and what cannot work. And Zim, what are your thoughts?
I would say, at least design-wise, I like how the proportions of Red are just done better here. I think with the original sprite, it's good as a sprite, but in some cases, he kind of looks like a fleshlight with legs
To
a certain degree.
Here's what I think. The design of Red, the original design in the creepypasta, works because it is supposed to be an 8-bit sprite. Once you start bringing that design into higher definition, and it's in 3D and stuff, the design looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
You can see that a lot in Matt, and I think it was Matt Frank's design for Kaiju.
The Colossal Kaiju one. Yeah.
Yep. That looks stupid.
Oh, I never saw that.
I'll show you.
From Matt Frank.
The one for Solomon's better.
Oh, wait,
This
no,
one.
I had seen this, and no, this looks fucking stupid. I forgot about it. No, it looks really bad.
I think that's one of the biggest problems with Red is just okay, you're designed for such a specific media that if you translate it out of it, it's just no, it doesn't.
Yeah, but Solomon always worked better.
Stupid.
Solomon was
His design was even outside of his sprite form, I would say his design works in comparison to Red's.
yeah, and then
I'm really proud with how the redesign turned out due to just the hand I had in it.
Again, that's one of the things I'm saying. It's if we're talking about the Red design, it's just it's one of those things. It's it's a really good Godzilla creepypasta. It's either really hit or really miss when you redesign it out of the form that it was designed for.
Yeah, because the entire point of the sprite was the NES shouldn't do this. This shouldn't even exist.
And like I think that's why like Red as a concept, like it's really cool for like the NES games, but like as a whole Godzilla monster, as a whole like entity in Godzilla itself, it doesn't really catch for me because it's just like cool. What happens when you remove him from that? Like it's not really anything. It's just
Yeah,
another monster.
yeah. It's when you remove the meta sense of it, being a part of the game based on the IP that's completely fictional, it starts kind of losing the horror aspect.
Well, if you move him outside of the video game, he just essentially becomes a demon, more or less.
Yeah,
I don't think removing him from the game changes that.
Again, that's what I mean. Like he becomes another monster, and like it's another
But that can be
Godzilla
said
monster.
about any monster, really, at that
No,
point.
that's the thing. Like he's another monster.
I think that's just derailing, honestly. Like, I don't get that argument at all.
Okay.
so basically what I meant for it, I don't know if that's the same thing he meant, is like there is a specific type of horror that you get from something you can find in something so innocent as like a video game cartridge, right? Like it's out there, you could be the unlucky one. That's part of the horror of the character, not the design itself. I still think that the design will look great no matter what, right? But when you take it out of the context of the video game, suddenly it just becomes like a horrible kaiju monster thing, which is not a bad thing, right? But it takes away that little. It could be you next, right? You could be playing this thing someday without your parents noticing, and then
I
you're like
don't.
fucking dead.
Okay,
I
I
would
don't
argue-
agree with that. Given that the way me and him worked on implementing Red into the story, Red, Zim, you were actually right. Red in God's Abomination is a demon.
Yeah, because I think like you can just the only thing about about it being confined to the game is just like how it is where like any demon is defined or like confined to like a book, a picture, etc. The format is the same. The only reason why Red is the way he is because it's confined in this case to a video game. So I'd say like removing him from the context of a video game, he works pretty much the same.
It's I
Yeah.
don't. It's one of those things where it's like if you're saying that, like I don't think it's a derail to say like he's just a general kaiju, where it's just like the design, like what he's supposed to represent, like what he's there, like it is like in itself like kind of trapped in that like NES stage where it's like yes, I forgot who said it. I wasn't looking at the screen, but it's like yeah, it is that thing where it's just like he's a thing there because like the game wasn't supposed to do this, and the fandom itself made Red what he is.
Well, couldn't you make that like the same argument for like books, pictures, anything like from someone's past that they're like
like
pulling out? Like
Oh,
you
yeah,
could
no.
slot him into the same context.
No, you definitely could make that argument. It's just a thing where it's just like, yeah, you can make that argument with a book like a Lord of the Rings. If there's a small character like Hobo Baggins or some shit like that, and then the fandom makes him this thing, and then like like fucking Tolkien's fucking estate or some shit is just like, nah, we're gonna run with Hobo Baggins. We're not gonna say no, but we're gonna accept it. We're just gonna let it roll. Like yeah, like if the estate or the trademarks of Toe is just like, yeah, we're gonna roll with Red. Like, cool, we can roll with Red, but I'm just saying where it's just like, yeah, it's a kaiju, it's a concept where it's just like, oh, it's so niche that like unless you're familiar with this specific type of program, it's not really gonna hit that much for you. Making him a demon, like yes, demon kaiju, we can do that, but that's so nebulous.
Nebulous
To
how?
me,
Wait,
he kind of works.
Nebulous how though?
Because the way demon kaiju that can be categorized is just like, oh, they're actually demons from hell, or oh, they're actually just really evil, or oh, they just actually do really bad things. Like the way we use demon, the way demon and that type of thing is used is just like, yeah, it can be really nebulous. It's really vague on what demon is, unless like you're saying that like, oh, he's an actual demon from hell.
Wouldn't I still don't get the argument.
I don't get I don't get the argument.
I think that it's as nebulous as, for example, when people use the term God. Like, I think that people use God way more nebulously than demons. I think that demons are way more specific.
Oh, I disagree with that. I think people use the term demonic and like satanic and evil way more than they use the term like godly, heavenly, pure, and whatnot. I think that when people are talking about like what's demonic, what's evil, it's like they choose the verbiage of it, and it's like, yeah, we got the Catholic, not the Catholic Church, we got the church there, we got like the verbiage there, but it's like demonic is very nebulous. Is it demonic as in like Doom, where like these are actually demons for hell, or is it not demonic in the sense that like, oh, they're just really, really, really bad. I think that's one of the reasons.
Well, I think in the case that someone says something's really, really bad and they say something is demonic, wouldn't that also stem from the belief that they have that like demons are real? So if there's demons and then there's demonic things, that there's some kind of categorization there. Because I guess like if you were to make Red like an official creature, I'd assume that they would like that Red would actually just be a literal demon, not something that is demonic-esque.
That's the point where I disagree, where it's just like, yeah, like when you experience, like when people experience shit that's just like really, really bad, like the term demonic and like satanic and evil is just like, okay, yeah, we can say that they're that. Are they really that? Ghidorah is something where it's just like, we've seen, you're evil, you're evil. Okay, we can say you're evil, but are you demonic?
I mean,
I've heard
understand
people
that
use
some
the term
people
demonic
have-
for Ghidorah before, but it's not like the idea that Ghidorah is actually demonic. It's more like demonic-esque imagery. Or
No, but see, that's my point. It's that
I
like,
don't
okay,
get that point then.
demonic imagery versus a demonic, like, oh fuck, you're a demon, you are like, this is Doom, you are actually from hell, we know, like, you're a demon versus, oh, you're just really evil.
Yeah, then I think that would just be it would be a matter of the story to make that clear then. And I think with Red, in most cases, that's what they do.
Yeah. I guess I'll explain a bit of the story behind God's Abomination. It is literally a case of two beings that run from Ghidorah. They become what is later interpreted as, by humans, being kind of akin to God and Satan from Christianity. But they are both eventually like felled because they aren't actually, the genuine article if you believe in that religion. And Ghidorah then finds the planet, but the devil equivalent had many monsters which referenced the not monsters from the creepypasta, and Warlock if you've seen the sequel story, the replay. But one of them was Red, who is shown as trying to get a physical form and get out. So like he is just straight up a demonic being in the story. And I don't know. I did not intend for this to become a whole conversation.
I mean,
I've actually never seen the replay at all. Honestly, like I've never read the replay. I've only just read the original. I feel like with the original, I didn't want it to get a sequel. I knew it had gotten one. I just don't think it needed one.
Yeah, no. The replay from what I remember of it so far is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is perfectly cromulent. It doesn't live up to the heights of the original, but it's like, that's kind of what you would expect, but also not, if that disappoints. But
yeah, because I'm looking through it right now on like the wiki for it, and like the premise begins with another person buying the same cartridge from eBay.
Yeah,
which I like. That was a big issue I always had generally with like a lot of creepypastas that had sequels, is that someone was able to just get the same like cartridge or CD or something pretty innocuously, especially like when like the characters from like the first season or series always like kind of pretty like they go through it and you'd think they would have just like destroyed it or like try to keep it so that no one else would.
I mean, in those cases, I like to think the fact that it's like a demonic kind of thing. For example, like with the box in Hellraiser, that there's like a ungodly system that makes sure that someone will have to suffer through this again at some point.
Well, in
No,
that case, like it would be better. I would say, like, if hypothetically it wasn't just a specific cartridge, like something infected these cartridges. So like anyone could pick up any monsters cartridge, and it just so happens they have to go through this. Works better than
Yeah.
him getting the same cartridge.
Oh, so in the story,
Yeah.
this is like the only one. Is that it?
Yeah, at least. Well, granted, I'm looking at this from the summary on the wiki. I'd assume that's the most informative bar, just reading the story itself. But from how they describe it, it is he bought it from eBay, and it's the same cartridge that Carl, who's the main character, gets it from Zach, who is the
Okay. Then in that
eBay.
case, that's actually really dumb. Yeah, no,
No, but
because
like this is my entire fucking point. Like, cool, as a creature, I can vibe with it. As like the original character you wrote and that like y'all designed a base, I can vibe with it. As the original creepypasta it is, you remove it from that, it's stupid. You remove it from the creepypasta of like, oh god, you bought a video game cartridge that's bad. It's dumb. Put
I
some
mean,
But
but
again,
that's
my response still stands then.
yeah, like if it's a redesign with a different origin, then
Nothing
but
really
it's still a
changes. Yeah.
demon. Yeah, actually, yeah, no, that is right. Like I understand that maybe you cannot take it seriously because it comes from like a creepypasta, which is kind of like
But then at that point, that's just an argument from incredulity.
yeah,
It's not an
exactly.
argument from
But yes,
incredulity. Like, if you're taking it from the creepypasta and you're like making the origins based on the creepypasta, that's ridiculous. If you're creating your own origin into it with your own backstory, that's incorporating all of these different belief systems. Like, yeah, I can buy that, but like,
yeah,
That's what we're
that's what
saying.
Kuro was saying. Yeah, that's what Kuro was saying that the redesign was doing. So
again,
yeah.
I shut the fuck up for a little bit, and then I waited for the story to be explained. Like, if there's actually like just like Abrahamic gods and demons and shit, like, yeah, cool. That don't fuck with
And
it.
by the way,
It was red for a little bit, and I'm just like, oh god, red. Wait, what are we
Yeah.
talking about?
oh, by the way, Sim, I sent you
What's
like a
up?
picture of an Orga redesign, but it's not Orga itself. I just wanted you guys to take a look at like the energy uh, uh, thing
Oh,
form. Yeah,
the Millennium.
yeah.
I'd say like I do like this version of like the tripod form better than what we actually got. I would say like there's some details about this version of Orger I like more, although I'm not a big fan of the spines personally. But like UFO tripod stage, pretty good. I like it.
Yeah. I just really like the idea of using the UFO as like the head or as some type of helmet, or at least having that connection where it's like way more obvious, which the original design does. But by making it like a completely different material, it's way more like clear on what it's trying to do. Or maybe even the UFO turns into the head, right? Like
Yeah.
that could also be part of it. Like I just think that that's like a really cool idea.
Or instead of like it kind of formed the DNA in the center, you see like the DNA forming at like the little base there, and it sprouts out to be this.
Yeah.
Which if that's if that's what it would do, then that does change how 2000 story works because the UFO is still around in the original.
Yeah. Also, I am drawing Sonic the Werehog fighting Godzilla Critical Mass because
When is the Sonic comic coming out?
I don't know.
Because I know it was announced, but like I haven't really followed up anything since.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Like
peak autism.
Yeah. Now, there are really 3 major things that I want from this comic. 1, make chaos involved in some way, shape, and or form. Bring
chaos as in the one from Sonic, or what
Sonic Adventure.
Okay,
The water creature.
No, I gotcha.
Yeah,
Like,
make
I'm just saying,
chaos
like when
involved
you guys
instead-
were referring to when some of you guys were referring to chaos from what was it, Primal Rage earlier. Like every time I hear chaos, I'm just thinking
No.
like, no, not Sonic. This is a different thing. Okay.
Mhm.
No, yeah, because like there are plenty of different creatures named Chaos, but Chaos from Sonic involve him in some way, shape, or form. Thing number two, have Sonic in super form fight King Ghidorah at some point. There's that one there's that one specific artwork. Let me find it. But it I I really I really want that artwork in particular to be in to be represented in some way, shape, or form, whether it's just a scene or just something. Have Sonic in super form fight King Ghidorah.
I
And
wanted to ask you
finally,
something. Did you say Sonic was fighting Critical Mass Godzilla?
yeah, I'm
Is that
drawing that.
okay?
Drawing
And
that.
what's Critical Mass Godzilla?
It's that
Sonic,
super ability that they got from Godzilla Unleashed.
Godzilla Unleashed.
Oh, so basically Burning 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is. I think in the story, the monsters get so much radiation from the crystals that they're like reach this.
Dude, that's me. Lol.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wait, is
Oh
that
shit,
you?
I thought no, yeah, that is
Yeah.
him.
Ha!
Oh my god.
Look at you being famous. Critical Mass Godzilla first thing comes up.
Oh
fuck
my
it.
god.
That one. Ah,
Look at that.
I love that. I'm
Look
sorry.
at
I
you.
always bring it up when I'm just like, oh yeah, Burning Rodan. This is. I'm sorry, wrong artwork, but like I'm just this is the one I always bring up.
But yeah, also Zim, I DM'd you the artwork that I'm talking about. That
Ooh.
Ooh.
I love that artwork.
Dude, that's like good. Like
Oh,
I
shit.
yeah.
have no idea who drew that, but holy shit.
That's
I would
metal.
not. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Ghidorah in this, considering that he was in the Power Rangers one.
Yeah.
Although I kind
Yeah.
of wish he wasn't, and because I do know you see Mechagodzilla a lot in some of the alternate artworks for the comic. Like
I
that'd be
mean,
just my personal hope.
I'm not surprised Mechagodzilla's involved, and honestly, that was kind of like a no duh moment because of Robotnik's whole deal. So yeah.
Actually, we may not even get King Ghidorah because it looks like it's just, or at least who's showing is Mechagodzilla and Godzilla
I
Mothra.
mean, this is the first issue, so
Hmm.
Oh yeah, and the Mecha Godzilla is actually Kiryu.
It switches because you see Kiryu, Showa, and then Heisei. And then Heisei's in 2 variant covers.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So these are like we don't have any like definitive designs.
This is
Yeah,
probably,
I-
that design is probably
I
the closest
am-
we're getting to the official. 'cause-
I'm not surprised that Mechagodzilla is here purely because it Robotnik as a character.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it looks
It
nice.
is interesting that like Godzilla is getting all of these recent crossover stuff.
yeah, no, it's
Wait.
I mean,
Maybe
I'm enjoying the
to-
shit out of it.
One sec, wait.
I
What'd
was
you
just
say,
gonna
Pyro?
say, like, I was saying, like, I don't find it surprising. I remember Toho a couple years ago saying that, like, they're making this big push into, like, Western media, and then everyone thought it was gonna be, like, little shops and shit. But now we get, like, all of these Godzilla crossovers, and I'm just like, you know what?
Wasn't that Godzilla a 4-year plan or something like that? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it literally was 4-year plan.
Yep. Like, okay, thank you. It was one of those things where it's just like they've tried this before, and like they're just like, okay, we're making Godzilla a household name again. We're putting him in Fortnite. We're putting him in your movie. Like, I love it. I don't find this surprising.
Oh,
I
God.
actually like what they're fucking doing. Like, Godzilla.
No, I
versus
agree.
Sonic,
Yeah, no,
Godzilla versus Marvel, Godzilla versus Justice League. I fucking love
and I
it.
mean and it gave us like genuinely some of the best pieces of Godzilla media in recent memory. We had the Power Rangers crossover alone is just
Yeah.
And the
that
Teenage Mutant
was
Ninja Turtles. I would not be surprised if we get Transformers X Godzilla like as a comic soon, since we already had
yes,
the toys.
fucking please.
The one
I'm-
thing I'd probably say I'm most excited for is the video game, since they show like Elden Ring plus Ghidorah and Godzilla. I don't want to get my hopes too high because there's a lot you could do with a game, and I don't want to be like, I would love an open world Godzilla game. That's not going to happen.
I want a Congo 5 style Godzilla game.
Yeah, a Congo 5 style game would be nice.
Oh my god.
Agreed.
Oh.
That would be great.
I guess I want to mention this. This could just be them running out of reaching the bottom of the barrel. But recently, we got fucking Crystalak merch in the big 2026.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
The bottom of the
Crystalak.
barrel. The bottom of the barrel argument. I love that because like. I love being a centrist on Godzilla because, like, I'm like, just like, yeah, you don't have enough kaiju to sustain this shit, bro. Like, y'all aren't making any more kaiju. You're running the bottom. Of the
Well,
barrel. You're
we are getting
doing the-
we are getting the occasional new monster. We literally just got Volga, and I'm assuming, and if Galaxy Odyssey gets a wider release, that is going to be pushed.
I wouldn't be
And
surprised.
if you want to count the
we'll be getting
MonsterVerse,
them
we
soon,
did
yeah.
get a second Monster X, apparently.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
right.
I think it's
Yeah.
the second one.
I think a problem with a lot of the newer monsters is that they just aren't pushed enough to where people are gonna like want to see them return, who aren't like really diehards.
I think the biggest
Yeah.
problem with like the newest monsters is this just that, like they're not around enough to actually gain a name like Ghidorah. or
Yeah.
Behemoth or Rodan.
No, like
cool,
we had
talk about Behemoth, talk about Titan X, talk about the Ion Dragon, talk about Sela, who do you want to talk about that's been long enough to actually get a name for themselves? They've all died because
just like
Yeah,
no, that's
Scylla
what pisses me
Scylla
off
seems
so
to be like the
much.
one closest you get to someone who actually like could have stuck around, but then they end up killing her. Same thing with Tiamat. Like people
Yep.
liked those monsters, and they killed them off. But like, and then the issue I think with the MonsterVerse 2 is that like even if they kill them off, they're not going to introduce like Scylla 2 or Tiamat 3 like they did in the show era.
it's the fact that these
Yeah.
monsters don't really have enough, like in the way we do movies and shit. Like they don't have enough mainstay. Who the fuck cares about Scylla?
You know, and plus they haven't even had enough screen time or have done enough in the movies that they
Mhm.
have appeared in to really stand out all that much compared to even like the lesser known or lesser tier of like Godzilla kaiju characters from other
past.
eras.
I'll
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
I'll go one further and say like the original monsters of the MonsterVerse, except for like the skull crawlers and like maybe a few ones in Kong Skull Island. Who knows their names other than us really deep Godzilla fans?
Yeah, but like you got
Methuselah. Who knows
as far as like like you have like the Mutos, like the Mutos, they were like the antagonists. Skullcrawlers, the antagonists of Skull Island. You have, and you can even as well as like made an appearance at GBK, and then you have then you get to Scar King and Shima, which were introduced in GXK. But other than that, people don't really typically talk about Scylla or Tiamat.
That's the problem. The ones that are introduced in the movies, like, yeah, we know them, but like, do we expect them to last? Like, the ones that, like, the fans at least, the fans of the MonsterVerse that I hang around, like, cool. Everyone likes these guys. Who knows them? Who knows them? Like,
Hey, you know what's interesting is that, like, for example, Biolante is a monster that, like, at least like asking people about it who aren't fans know Biolante either from the poster or from just seeing the image randomly, but then like don't know any of the recent MonsterVerse stuff. And Biolante's only been in one movie.
I've seen so much
No,
Biolante shit. Like, she's a meme for Audrey in Little Shop of Horrors. Like, it's a wild thing where she's really popular and like theater gay type shit media, and it's just like, yeah, because she's what Audrey is kind of like. It's wild.
It's also just like another one that comes to mind is Space Godzilla. It's like is the only other character outside of Mothra that has gotten a solo comic and has been pushed to a very heavy degree, and now he is going to be in the next MonsterVerse film.
I think it's because he's
Godzilla
easy
is
to
one
do.
of the greatest
No.
comebacks in history.
Well,
Straight
I wouldn't
up.
even say that. He's just easy to do because he's like a flavor of Godzilla. So like people like Godzilla, there's Space Godzilla.
No,
He's
thank
it's
you.
Space
Thank
Godzilla,
you.
but
Yeah.
but he's got crystals and he's purple.
It's like the same thing with Shadow. Like as a
Exactly.
character, he's okay. Like I don't mind Shadow. I just prefer Sonic. I only liked Shadow when I was younger. And I think that because Shadow is easy to market because he has a distinct personality from Sonic, but he looks similar enough to Sonic to where casuals who aren't fans can really be engaged with him as a character. Like I
know
like
there's-
Space Godzilla,
Yeah, no, it's
but
like
it's
I know there's a trope for it, but like, it's literally just like
the copy
Bizarro.
character or the Shadow character.
The doppelganger.
Doppelganger, yeah.
No, Bizarro. It's the
Yeah,
Bizarro
no.
trope where it's like, oh, it's our good guy. It's our good guy superhero character that can never, ever, ever, ever be defeated. But now he's evil, and there's a doppelganger. Like it's the doppelganger and the fucking like, yo, it's our character transformed into evil. Like,
Yeah, I've just never heard it. I've never heard it used as the.
I'll be
What
right
you say,
back.
Bizarro syndrome? I didn't hear everything. I just heard Bizarro.
there's probably a name.
yeah,
for,
I
like,
think
the
it's
family.
bizarre.
I've just heard copy character is how I've always heard of it as.
The first thing I remember it as is like it's the Bizarro trope. Like you introduce like Superman, but what if he was evil and backwards? But you don't do that. But like you do that, and it's Bizarro.
Speaking of like
although
characters
I
who
would-
are like bottom of the barrel, the fact that like Bacon's gotten so much love recently, but still hasn't gotten that movie yet.
Listen, we're not.
He
we're not-
got into Godzilla, okay?
And he got an X Plus that's like super fucking
We're not
expensive.
scraping the bottom of the barrel, you guys. We got it. We still have it.
Zim. It's only a matter of time until Griffin gets his due.
I would
It
the
is
amount of
only-
things I would sacrifice and do to get a like special edition MS Monster Arts or just Movie Monster series Godzilla and Griffin.
Make it a dual pack.
Heaven and
and
Earth.
Make it a dual pack, and I'm in.
You're
Yeah.
Gonna get
Or fuck.
you're gonna get the monkey's paws of this, and you're gonna get the figures you want. They're just the exact figures you want, and then it's gonna be the worst fucking movie you've ever seen in your life.
No, I don't want
Like-
the movie. I don't need the movie. I just want the figures. I don't think the movie's
Oh,
ever gonna happen.
Okay, cool. Monkey's paw then. Like you're gonna get the movie, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna do shit in the box. It's the monkey's paw.
You know, like, I would love. I'm just super curious as to how, that film would have done box office wise compared to '98.
Yeah.
Not to just be like, oh, it's all even done better, and it would have saved Godzilla. I'm just curious.
It's one
Yeah.
of those things where it's like we didn't get that, and like, damn, '98 did well, but it was just shit in legacy. Like,
Well, it
It
did
made
like movie wise, it made money for the time, but then like sales wise, it didn't do that well.
no,
It made money, but it didn't make the money that they really hoped it would.
No,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Where it's just like legacy wise, it fell off. Like you can talk about Godzilla '98, but it's always the one where you're just like, oh yeah, remember when he got pregnant?
Yeah, it had raptors.
Remember when he got killed on that bridge? Oh yeah, now you remember Godzilla '98. It's that fucking shit. It did money. It made fucking money. It broke records. But then the legacy was just like, nah, buddy, we'd rather not.
Yeah, like
Sometimes
if
the
it was
legacy
actually
isn't even
good,
the movie, it's the marketing.
the thing is, if the movie was good, it likely and was actually like a more let's just say legit version of Godzilla than what we actually got. It would have made more money. That's
I'm
pretty
not
much
gonna-
what it would boil down to.
My
And
theory is
I
it's
think
like,
that for normal people, they don't actually even remember the movie necessarily. They mostly remember the experience of the hype that was
Yeah.
like all over the world.
Well, that's the thing too. Is I feel like because of '98, we didn't get the hype.
Hypothetically,
wait, time out. I think it's just a simple
like-
fact. Like, if this movie wasn't called Godzilla, if this movie were just like Beast from 2,000 Fathoms, like,
Oh god, why would you? Yeah.
A movie no one fucking remembers, a movie that like us kaiju fans remember, but like normal people don't. If it wasn't Godzilla, it would have been remembered. Again,
Nah,
it's
that's bullshit.
Remember
Sorry.
this? Remember
Nah.
this game? Does anyone remember this game?
This was
remember
before
that
my
game.
time.
I remember that game.
Part of me really wants to see if I could just salvage this game and just find like code or something to just host servers.
I'm sorry, the way everyone just reacted when I brought up the point, like, yeah, if this movie wasn't called Godzilla, it'd be remembered. I'm sorry. It's the fact that this is Godzilla, but like everyone, even the fans, are just like, no, it's not. He
Wait.
got killed.
Well, hold on. You're saying that if this film wasn't called Godzilla, it would have been remembered?
Yeah, if this film wasn't
Bro,
draped in-
no.
wait,
It would have been
No.
completely
time out.
forgotten.
if you
Yeah.
draped
If this film wasn't
in-
called Godzilla, it would have just been some. They would have just said, then the
who was the director again?
no one
Roland
would talk
Emmerich.
about this movie if it wasn't called Godzilla. This film would have just been forgotten and considered one of those weird films Matthew Broderick did. Like this film,
I think like the other thing too is that if it wasn't called Godzilla, it wouldn't have had the same like resources to push itself.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly
yeah,
what I
no,
was
this
going
film,
to
if
say.
it wasn't called Godzilla, this film may not have even existed. And like, yeah,
Yeah,
so
the
I
film
just, that-
exists the way it does because of the development hell, and because Emmerich was essentially able to grab the project when they were so far along that they kind of just accept anything at this
Yeah, and
point.
Roland Emmerich had enough clout thanks to
He-
movies like Stark and Independence Day, to where they just say,
Yeah,
"Go
wait,
ahead, man."
Wait, time out.
Stop.
That's why I asked like 2 times, not 3 times. Who made the film again?
Emmerich.
Emmerich. Like, yeah, 100%. Emmerich. Like, not 100%, but like, yeah, Emmerich made the film. Like, there's a lot of other things that go into it. 100% sure. I'm not gonna deny that. The development hell this film went through, I'm not gonna deny that. The shit this film went through in like the pre-production, I'm not gonna deny that. But let's not fucking lie here. This film wouldn't have been as hated or like as just like the side film of the Godzilla fandom if it weren't Godzilla. I thought we were talking about like what Godzilla meant, not what the production meant, what the success.
I think I like even then as a film, I think it would have just been forgotten. Like I would say, like for the most part.
The film would
Because,
still be
looking at-
shit. That's the
Besides like
problem.
Independence
It
Day,
still existed.
If we're saying that, like my argument against that would be like, yeah, no, if you branded this thing as like one of the like original reboots, like a Harryhausen type shit, like yeah, this film would have done shit. It would not have
Actually,
been,
no,
would
it
not have
wouldn't
been
have.
a
It
God-
probably would have been seen as disrespecting Ray Harryhausen.
yeah. I would say this, like even hypothetically, for remove it from anything, like it's not a remake, it's just a monster movie. I would still say it'd be forgotten because even looking at like 10,000 BC, which is essentially like a Hyborian Age Conan style movie, no one remembers that film besides like diehard Emmerich fans.
Or people like me who have PTSD from it.
again, like us, like a lot of the. Again,
Yeah, but that film doesn't like it's essentially a Conan film for the most part. It just doesn't have Conan in it.
It's pretty much like what would happen if Primal was actually shit.
Every time
Yeah, or Primal.
I hear and I just look at the 94 script and I see that I Zim short is pretty much it. We were right there. And not only that, the sheer irony of the 94 script being rejected because they thought it would have been too expensive, and 98 as we got it wound up being a more expensive film when you factor in the marketing costs
Well, not just the marketing costs, the film itself
and the
costs
production
more.
itself. So it's
Yeah.
just like I don't just blame Roland Emmerich's like fucking hubris. I blame the studio execs as well for just like not giving this film its just deserves and just being out of touch, which studio execs being out of touch, what's new now?
Yeah.
Ironically enough, I remember back when the Life magazine Godzilla issue came out, I think it was either one of the producers or one of the executives mentioned that they fumbled really badly on this film with that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was the main producer who was
Yeah.
mocking the old
Like-
Godzilla movies. Although I do have to say that I pray to God, like I just thank God every fucking single day of my life that we got 98. We literally wouldn't have GMK without it. and we wouldn't have like
I
minus
would
one.
disagree. I would say that like in the case of GMK, if you don't get 98 and you get 94, or let's just hypothetically say we get some Godzilla film that's not 98 that's more faithful and it does well. I would say in that case, Toho probably has less reason to push out a sequel again, like as quickly and as hard as they did. I also think Toho would probably feel more comfortable allowing creatives to be
When
more.
was the last time you watched GMK? Just asking.
3 days ago.
Okay, are you ignoring really like all the stuff that literally came out of spite for 98? Like there's a lot of stuff
you mean
that
the main
he
line
made.
about like Godzilla, like
No,
them
no, no,
mentioning
no.
it?
I don't care about that. I mean, like every single thing that he made to literally just shove it on the face of Roland Emmerich, like the reporter storyline. Like we were talking about this with Minecraft the other day on his stream. Like there's a lot of similarities that are very subtle. They're actually hard to spot because the things that 98 does wrong, GMK actively tries to show into a story to make good.
Is that I don't think that like
98 was called
like
Godzilla,
something,
God
but no, I was gonna say like is this something that you're pulling from like Beyond the Kaiju Curtain, like quotes from that?
No, 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 it's not just that. Like, for example, the way in which Godzilla comes out of the water, the fact that the main character is this reporter that's basically having the same story as
It's
Audrey
literally
from 98.
Is that a
Yeah,
coincidence or is that like a direct response? Because that
I
could
mean,
be a
for the
coincidence.
amount of things that are like a direct response to 98, including the Godzilla design trying to be more horizontal, but then they failed at it, and then they had to give him a hunchback to try to replicate the original intent. Like there's just it's all throughout the movie.
I think
Like it's all over the
my
place.
response to that statement is I think all of those elements wouldn't have been there, but we probably would have gotten something similar minus that. And probably would have gotten Baragon and Varen in the film instead of Mothra and Ghidorah. The Curie duology, I could see something adjacent to that still existing. I don't know about 2000 Megagears or Final Wars.
Yeah, because I'm looking at like as early as like February of 2001. Kaneko doesn't really ever mention 98 like at all. Like I think there was like one point that he does mention it, but it's more irresponsible about that film and not like him trying to do things specifically to counteract that.
I mean, it's not necessarily done on purpose, but I do feel like there is this thing that he clearly had in his head, like trying.
Hanako was
like,
such a good filmmaker that uses a lot of similar elements from '98, but just like by accident, and just still doing them way better.
Yeah, but I would say, like, for
I
example,
think
like
that's
if
it.
we
So
mention
it's like
like
a subconscious
maybe
inspiration in a
conscious
way.
possibly, but like for example, the idea of a reporter in a Godzilla movie, like you have that in the first film, just not as a main character. Godzilla's
Yeah, no,
is kind of similar.
I'm not
and
saying that they are exactly, just the fact that it's a reporter, but it's like
Mothra
her
versus Godzilla had a
intentions.
reporter. Ghidorah,
Yeah,
three-headed
but
monster had a reporter.
yeah, but
it's-
the
yeah,
thing
she
of
was
the
the
reporter
same.
wanting to tell real stories because she feels like she's being left for this like bullshit article kind of stuff.
No,
Like
it's the
that's
idea that they like use the same techniques and shit, and it's just like, yeah, they did it better. It's almost kind of like a fuck you. Like, yeah, you know what? We're gonna do the things you did.
Yeah, but
G84 had
that
a reporter.
requires intent though. Like you'd
Better.
really like wouldn't it just be very easy to make that known, especially when like Kaneko wasn't shy about like commenting on how bad 98 was?
It would be better, yeah, but like
Not better. Wouldn't it just make more sense for him to do that? Why would he be like never mention like, well, we're doing a lot of things from 98 and like it would tie much more into like his previous comments.
When we talk about respect in filmmaking and like the arts and whatnot, one of the things that's not respectable, it doesn't make sense, but it's not respectable to do, is actively point out like the flaws you're taking away from.
But
It's not
Kaneko did that though.
Again, like you're asking me, like, what wouldn't it make sense if he did this? Like,
No,
yeah,
but you just said it's not respectable to do this when Kaneko did do this. So why wouldn't he just actually keep going?
I'm saying there's like some times where it's like not respectable enough to just be like, yeah, no, we're just fully doing the thing.
But then I ask again, why would this case not be the one time he does it? It seems like almost an omission. Like it feels like you have to jump through a lot of
to be
hoops
fair,
to get
we
to that
could
point.
make like a bunch of assumptions, but the thing is,
Yeah, like,
like he could have done it for many reasons. Maybe even the fact that someone told him, "Hey, like you do have to stop though." Like maybe no one told him that at first. Like, but those are all maybes. You know, like we could literally make up anything.
Mhm.
Like if we're gonna do this thing, like, was like, oh, we're like, he could have just said like the entire thing, like, yeah, I could have said that too, but it's just like I can also bring up the fact that like any corporation is just like, yo, shut the fuck up. We still want to do business with them at some time in the future. Like
That is true too. Yeah.
we can make conjunctions and like what ifs about anything. I'm not gonna deny that. It's just like, yeah, you were very critical about this at one point. 100%. And then you got to make your fucking movie. And then you had to be professional about it. And then you had to shut the fuck up. And
But then we'd
you
also add, well, I'd also want in that case, we could just look at when Kaneko made these comments versus when GMK itself came out.
Yeah.
Or even like, not just Kaneko too, just anyone else who was even making Godzilla movies at the time, like Satsuma and the rest. Like, I would say like it comes down to a lot of conjecture, like not just conjecture, but then the fact that there's a lot of documentation about the making of GMK and he never brings this up like years after from like multiple sources. That's where like I have my suspension of disbelief for that train of thinking just kind of falls away. Like if he's not gonna comment it as like something to a personal friend who then would go on to make a book specifically about the behind the scenes stuff that no one else knew about, you'd think that would be the place. Or even like
I don't know about you. I don't tell my personal friends necessarily everything.
Yeah, but if not everything, that's not even what I'm saying. I'm just saying what would be relevant to the story that you're making, which he does do throughout the book.
Which book are we talking about again? Sorry.
Behind the Kaiju Curtain, Journey Across Japanese Biggest Film Sets.
Oh, I don't have that one.
So it primarily goes over Gamera 3, Godzilla 2000, Megaguirus, and GMK. Because that would be my main point. It's like, if there was an inkling or something, and like not even just this, not just beyond the Kaiju Curtain, if they brought something up like in the first 70 years as well, that'd be something else. I would be like, oh, kind of makes sense. Or in I forget I forget what company made it, but I think Graham something was a part of it. It's the one Red Godzilla book that has Shin on the cover. That one's getting a revised edition this year. They don't bring it up
Ultimate
either.
Guide to the King of the Monsters.
Yes, that one.
Oh, I have that one.
Also,
yeah,
like, you know, just so we don't go to a rabbit hole of what this guy might have done on a parallel reality, you know, alternate universe, we also should just go with the fact that they did want to have like a 10-year gap. You know, like they just wanted to take a little break after the US movie. And the fact that they didn't like 98 so much was the thing that ignited Millennium in the first place. And yeah, you could say, yeah, you know, maybe he will have a comeback into, you know, the kaiju genre and do a Godzilla movie later on. But if you give it 10 years, you can change your ideas a lot. Like a lot. Like he might have come up with a completely different story. It could have been better, it could have been worse, but like the guarantee that we will have just gotten GMK is actually very, very
Well, it's very
optimistic.
It's very optimistic, but at least given what we know now when it comes to Toho's reaction to things that the American side is doing, they seem to be more willing to let creatives be creatives when they have something else that's more broadly appealing to fans. That's at least just one thing I've observed and noticed when it comes to 98 versus Monsterverse stuff.
Also, I just simply think, like, given what we know, I mean, they were planning on bringing back a new, like, Godzilla in, like, 10 years from the release of Destoroyah, approximately. So, like, I've never really agreed with the idea that we wouldn't get the Millennium Era. We'd get a Millennium Era, one that might be similar, different, yes, but I think similar in a lot of ways, and I think overall the franchise would be in a much healthier position than it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because I would say, like, yeah, like what you're saying, Crew. I think they would have been scouting the same people that they had been scouting for films to begin with. We
or
probably wouldn't have gotten
find
the
new
same
t- or
films.
find. Part of me wonders if they would have gotten. What did Yamazaki release around this time?
Yamazaki did the Sunset films, which is where he did the first CGI Godzilla.
When did those get released?
I think around the same time as like
2007,
Final
I think.
Wars. Yeah,
Hold up.
2007. Yeah.
Okay,
I knew it.
So here's what I'm saying: we might have gotten a Yamazaki Godzilla film.
Probably not, because he had expressed he didn't want to make one at the time because of he felt that the technology was too limiting.
Fair enough.
So I think that that's why I feel like -1 happening is I think would have happened regardless of -1, because at the time he was someone who so clearly was already scouting for talent, and he already had his thoughts about making a Godzilla film or at least a kaiju film around that time and said no. So could -1 have come out earlier or later?
Prototype of what he would do in -1 with Eternal Zero.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I need to watch that film. That is another film Joey keeps sucking off.
Yeah, ask Joey. He probably has a copy you can find.
I think it's on Prime Video.
Is it?
What's Eternal Zero?
Eternal Zero is basically, to my understanding, it is -1 without Godzilla.
I would say that's the best way to describe it.
I haven't seen it, but that's just what I grasped from the -1 stream that we did with Joey. Also,
the thing is, it does sound like that's something that a Godzilla fan would say more than someone that would describe the film.
Well,
on its
again,
own
I haven't
value.
seen it, so I'm just doing the best I can.
Mm.
Also, that looks really good, Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super epic.
I'm very happy with this.
I like the airbrushing effect on Godzilla's
Oh, yeah, look at that.
parts.
Yeah, I wanted to get across the scale of these two because and also just the sheer color contrast. Sonic in the middle of a burning building and Godzilla's just roaring right at him. Jeez, I'm very happy with this one, and I love the title card. I'm very happy with the title card.
Yep.
Was that like a PNG that you pulled, or did you do that by hand? The little title right there.
Kind of both. I pulled 2 of the PNGs, recolored them, typed out the unleashed part, used 2 scratch marks for the X, and then did a gradient tool for the background color scheme.
Okay, cool. But Blau, in your case, I would say that the best way to describe Eternal Zero is that's another World War II film that has a focus primarily on aviation and kamikaze pilots and meaning of life, things like that. That's the best way I would describe it. And it's not exactly the same as Godzilla -1, but it has a lot of similar themes about family, legacy, things like that.
And in what year did it come out, more or less?
2013, if this is the right term. Yeah, 2013.
Because to be fair, what worries me is that if you had had the Millennium Era from Toho during this period, that he might not want to do the same thing twice with such a short amount of time in between, right? He might have felt that pressure of, oh, I'm literally doing the same thing, which is a thing that a lot of creative people go through sometimes. It's like, okay, I literally did this a couple of years ago. I cannot just do the same, experience on live experience mostly really changes how people can do certain things. I don't know if the thematics and the things that this movie has to say are exactly the same as -1, or if -1 has an improvement on the way it deals with it in the story. But if they were the same,
they're not exactly. They're not. They aren't the same. I've watched bits of it. Since someone in my life has Prime, I can just watch that with them now, all the way through. But yeah, no, Eternal Zero isn't the same as -1. I'd also say -1 is informed too by Yamazaki's time during the COVID pandemic as well. So I don't think you would get -1 as -1 prior to that either.
Yeah, and that's the risk I wouldn't be willing to take, right? Because like we're talking about the best Godzilla movie. Like after 54, depending on who you are, yeah, I just think it's the best one. And like that's also like heavily inspired, at least on the directing side and Godzilla itself, by GMK, right?
Mhm.
So I also wouldn't want to risk altering GMK. And if 98 has a part on it, which we don't necessarily know, I just wouldn't take the risk. Or say, like if I could delete one movie, because it's funny, like I just saw someone talk about this like today, like if you could delete three Godzilla movies, which ones would they be? And some people were saying 98 and stuff like that. And yeah,
Mine
it's
would be
just like,
Godzilla's Revenge.
yeah, some people were
Still
mentioning
98.
that. Some people were mentioning
Yeah.
98, and most people
City
were
on the Edge of
just
Battle.
throwing the anime exactly, and the anime trilogy, like just all of them, saying burn them.
No, not the entirety, just City on the Edge of Battle.
No, but a lot of people were saying that, for example, right? And it's like, yeah, for example, Raids Again was mentioned, and I'm like, I wouldn't I wouldn't delete Raids Again, like as bad as it might be, according to some people. Like I do feel like those initial movies, are some of the most influential, even if they just show the production team what they shouldn't do. Like if you delete like Sea Monster,
Sup,
is a lot
boys?
going to change? Hi,
Oh,
Nico.
Well, I would even
oh.
say, like, to respond to that, I think that, like, the moment you delete something from the franchise, that will cause a chain reaction one way or another.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
no,
that
I get it. Yeah, it's
because
just that I do believe that some movies will change less than others, for
yeah,
example.
fair.
I
Like,
think two
Yeah.
of the biggest films you could get rid of. 98 is one. Like
Yeah,
if you do that, the modern scene is very different, and in my opinion, it would be better. Um,
Oh
and
boy.
also, I think another film, like, but if you want to say a film that I think that you could have gotten rid of, and nothing would have changed, like very little would have changed. I'm gonna cheat and say the anime trilogy.
I'll
no,
let you cheat.
fair,
Yeah.
100% fair to
You
be
know,
like those
I'll
movies are
Yes, the
irrelevant.
anime trilogy is trash.
Yeah, like
Only City on the Edge of
Zim,
Battle
Not
is
even just.
trash.
It's not.
Stop
Zim,
hating on
no,
it.
no,
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 it's
no, no,
No, the
no,
whole thing's
No, we're
gotta
not doing
go.
this. The whole thing is trash. Everything about
no.
the
It's
anime
like
trilogy is
no. It's
trash,
not.
heck
It's
no.
not even just. It's not even just like it's trash. I know of people who got into the franchise because of the anime trilogy, but I believe that -1 being of a wider caliber would have people in.
Yeah, and the thing is,
It's
it's
But
not
not
at what
even
even
cost,
it's not
wait,
my
even
wait,
about
friend?
the
wait, wait,
quality.
wait. Let speak.
It's not even about the quality. We're talking about relevance, or at least that's what the crew was saying about,
Yes.
like the worst movies to remove and one that wouldn't change anything. The anime trilogy, if you removed it, there's potential to what they would have done instead. And it's almost impossible that they will have done something worse. We might have gotten Singular Point. No, no, actually, no, because of the anime trilogy, you don't get Singular Point because I was a direct response to that. So
It wasn't a
we
direct
will.
response. It was more just like, what are we
I
doing
mean, at least in
afterwards?
the method of, saying, okay, like we went with this like hyper experimental concept, like we
Actually,
didn't
you wouldn't
really
get any
we
Godzilla
didn't let the
anime.
guy do his own thing. So now we're going with this author who does science fiction, and we will basically let him do whatever, right? Like that was the mentality that changed between those three movies, where the director even to this day says, I felt like I was caged, and that Gamera basically gave him the freedom to do what he wanted to do in a way. And
Mhm.
then what happened with Singular Point, I think that's the most important change.
Hmm.
That's what I meant, at least.
I guess, like, because I don't want the stream to last too long, we'll probably let this topic kind of be the thing to capstone off. I think for
Aw.
everyone in this case, I'm sorry, Nico. We do 3 Godzilla movies that we want to remove from history, and then sort of just give a brief explainer as to why. And I mean brief, but I guess I'll start off. Obviously 98. Megalon would be the next one because you don't get Megalon, although you don't get Jet Jaguar. You don't
Keep
get
that
it, like
Jaguar, man.
you don't get it running the American circuit, which paints like a lot of people's perception of Godzilla for years, even up until the Heisei series as well.
Sorry, Zim, but I
no, you're
don't
good.
agree with that notion. I think versus Megalon started it. Like that I agree with. 98 solidified it. There was time before 98 to undo that.
Well, no, that's why I'm saying you delete Megalon and you delete 98. And then my final one, which is probably my most controversial one, is Invasion of Astro Monster.
Whoa!
How dare!
I think you get
How
rid of
dare!
that.
That's a bridge too far, man.
Wait. Hold on. Why?
So
because if we're gonna do Showa discussions, I want to be involved in all of them.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that generally, when it came to what happens in Astro Monster, I like the inclusion of aliens. It's fun seeing Ghidorah come back. However, in terms of the monster plot, it really is a retread of Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster minus Mothra. I also feel like this film, even compared to like Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, you have Eiji Tsuburaya and the company kind of meddling more with the tone of the films. The Honda wasn't too happy with to begin with, and that kind of comes to a head with the Shie dance. And I feel that you nip that in the bud right there. You don't get like a lot of, or at least you don't get it as early as Godzilla becoming anthropomorphized as he later becomes. Because even though like King Kong versus Godzilla, you do kind of have that, it is lessened compared to like Ghidorah, and I'd say Godzilla is closer to how he is in 55 and versus Mothra than he is in King Kong versus Godzilla. So I think just like removing something so anthropomorphized in Astro Monster, I think does like the later Showa films a bit more service. Same thing with Megalon, and then obviously 98 being what it is. I wouldn't delete like all of Astro Monster's story in entirety, but like I would want to do a lot. And like if like I was God, I would rein in a lot of what the company was wanting to do. Tsuburaya has more wackier tendencies, which I think work better with what he does later on in Ultraman, but just not in Godzilla. So those would be just the three that I would want to remove more than anything else. And it's not even like I hate, and it's not even like I hate Astro Monster. I like the film. It's just that like in the grand scheme and with hindsight, those are the ones I would pick. And I guess we'll go across. So Minecraft goes next, Sea Monster, Acno, etc., etc.
Okay. Let's see. For me, it would probably be not Shin. Shin is where the Reiwa continuing, so I'm not getting rid of that. Say what you will about the film, but probably not Final Wars. Maybe Megaguirus?
You better leave Final Wars alone.
Maybe Megaguirus. Maybe Megaguirus is on that list. For as much as I enjoy it, GXK. I'm getting rid of GXK.
My boy.
GVK would continue. GVK would stay, but GXK is out of here. And then...
And thus a certain someone is bitching.
And then...
No, not thinking about it.
Well, it's like, let Minecraft finish. Keep going, Minecraft.
And just for shits and giggles, the Polygon trilogy. I'm finishing it off with the Polygon trilogy.
I will only allow...
That's my list. Megaguirus,
I'll let you choose
GXK, and the Polygon trilogy.
Well, actually, no. You can just say Planet of the Monsters, because if you don't get Planet of the Monsters, we don't get the rest of them.
Yeah,
like,
Planet of Monsters.
I'm not going to let everyone cheat and say
so
3 films.
No, yeah. So Planet of Monsters. So that's my list. Megaguirus, Planet of Monsters, GXK. For as much as I love GXK, I'm getting rid of it because, oh boy, that film has done way too much damage.
And also ruined film discussion.
Don't you just hate fun, Nico?
No. I like fun. It's one of your.
Welcome to our
Hold on. Let me finish. It's only your freaking Rudy who hates fun with his like pompous ass.
Hey, I'm a fun phobe. I'm a fun phobe too. So.
I'm not even a full.
Yeah, but you're likable, Zim. You're likable, Zim. Rudy's not. So that's the draw.
Oh, so you're saying you don't like black people? Is that it, Nico?
What are you, racist?
Loud. No. I don't like pretentious people. That's what I don't like.
Pretentious black
So
people.
you're calling black
still
people
racist. Yeah. What are you saying, Nico?
Let me tell you
I'm
something.
not saying anything.
Let me tell you something. But
What?
go.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna switch to my PC right now. I'll be right back.
Gotcha.
His PFP is just his face right now.
You're dead. C, go. You're 3 that you're removing from history.
Okay. All right. So, assuming the butterfly effect, is a thing where you change something, you change one little thing in history, and the future changes, I suppose. Which would be more consistent time travel rules than Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. Yeah, I mean, if we're going by this logic, then yeah, I would say. Yeah, I mean, going by Minecraft's logic, get rid of Planet of the Monsters, then the Polygon trilogy will no longer exist because they don't even have a first. You can't have a second and third installment in a trilogy if the first installment never existed. So we'll just do. So I'll just go with that. As far as the other two, go,
Also, before C after C finishes, I would like to clarify my decision with Mega Gear S. So,
okay.
Yeah, you continue, C.
I thought you already did.
No, I didn't. I clarified with GXK and Planet of Monsters.
Right.
But yeah.
I'm not gonna get rid of 98. As bad as that movie is, we wouldn't have without it. We wouldn't have. I'm pretty much totally cool with, what we have in terms of the GMK and as far as how we got after 98 goes. Like the results essentially kind of, I suppose, outweigh how bad the movie is. That being said, yeah, I guess I would. I feel like a parrot right now, but I think I would also have to say GXK because as significant as the damage GVK does to the conduit and MonsterVerse, at least in terms of the movies, GXK just puts it in a almost nigh unsalvageable sort of state. Looking at it, and it suffice to say, it's mainly just the discussion surrounding it. It's just the up and the depths and all the like. It's just painful, and I can't help but think that GXK has only just made things even worse in terms of how Godzilla kind of looks is a bit of a clown show in terms of the casual public perception, save for -1. GXK just does not help. So get rid of GXK altogether.
I'm not.
Replace it with something else.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I could see the sentiment.
And as far as the third one, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Godzilla's Revenge can go as the third one. That movie's just that movie is just I mean, I understand what that movie was trying to say, but it pretty much had it's pretty much just the most useless entry in the entire franchise. It's literally a movie that is a Godzilla movie that's the closest that you can get to actually just being not actually a Godzilla movie, because Godzilla technically isn't even in the movie because it's all in a child's head. Godzilla isn't actually doing these things that's in the movie. It's a really worthless installment, really. And I can't really see any sort of harm being done by just removing it from existence, quite frankly.
But we couldn't gotten the fan favorite Kaiju Salunga.
I don't give a fuck.
Fuck you.
I don't give a fuck about Gabra's the worst kaiju in the Godzilla franchise, at least as far as what the show as far as Showa stuff, or even just in general. Quite frankly, he's
Kumonga is right there. Kumonga is right there.
At least a good antagonist.
Giant
no.
condor.
Okay, maybe good is a bit of an exaggeration.
No, the design is ass. Okay, I'm sorry. Like he's just, it's just terrible. And yeah. So that's my pick. Planet of the Monsters gets rid of the Polygon trilogy. GXK, maybe replace it with an installment that doesn't just nearly annihilate continuity in the MonsterVerse or world building, what have you. And Godzilla's Revenge because it's just that terrible. So those are my 3 picks.
Again, I find it funny how, considering how Minecraft is, he likes to shit on Kamunga when it's a spider.
The irony. Anyways, I want to clarify my statement with Megaguirus real quick. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, GMK was already in talks by the time Megaguirus was happening. So Konica was already in the talks to direct. They wanted to, I'd assume, best case scenario, Konica still gets to make that movie. He gets his original vision. We get to see Baragon, Anguirus, and Varin on screen together.
Oh my god, you're right. Yeah, because they wanted to push for the mainstream kaijus after the first 2 movies failed. So actually, that is the most direct way of not really altering GNK for a completely unknown direction.
Yeah,
And actually,
he gets his original concept, which was Godzilla versus Kamacuras, which could redeem Kamacuras. So either way, since Konica was still in discussions at the time, he would get his movie. And it would still end up doing something distinct. It would still, I'd say GMK would probably end up in a very similar position as to how it did, but it ends up closer to his original vision.
Yeah. Dude, I didn't even know he wanted to put Kamacuras in there.
No, that was the very first idea. They scrapped that because Megaguirus happened.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's just that I had never even heard of it. Like, now I have to look into it.
I think it's in the Godzilla for 70 Years book. Is that originally they didn't do Kamacuras because Megaguirus just happened and they didn't want to do another insect kaiju.
Yeah, and then Godzilla versus M was a concept, but scrapped that. Ironic. And then Anguirus, Varin, and Baragon happened, and that was obviously changed for Mothra and Ghidorah. So, yeah. But yeah, no, that's the justification for Megaguirus.
I think that's one of the best reasons we've heard so far of why to delete. Just you are playing 3D chess.
No, yeah. I mean, it's one specific film, but it brings these characters back into the public consciousness earlier with a better setup. You have, I'd say Varin would get his redemption arc, in the same way Baragon did.
Yeah. No. This almost, at least, of course, there's always a possibility that there could be negative results in the future. Like, that's always a thing. But foreseeable stuff, I think that this is reducing the risk to the minimum.
So either way, you're giving one of these characters the pop culture limelight, the chance to show themselves in a distinct manner, and thus maybe add another to the big group. There, and still keep a lot of what made GMK work. So yeah.
Who's next?
That'd be
Yak now.
I'm not getting rid of any of the anime trilogy just because we wouldn't get Sigma points. Not getting rid of GXK because we wouldn't get -0 or Supernova.
-0 would have happened regardless.
Yeah, we wouldn't get Supernova or any of the MonsterVerse after that. So,
if it ends up being shit, then
I mean, it's like if you don't get GXK as someone else, that would be another movie there in GXK's place. The MonsterVerse wouldn't just die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You basically reset creativity for a lack of other term. Yeah.
Yeah, but regardless, keep going, Acto.
I'm not getting rid of 98 either because we won't get the Millennium. Yeah, probably any of the or monsters. If I had to get rid of 3, it'd probably be Ebba, Horde the Deep, Son of Godzilla, and Godzilla's Revenge.
You can't even say that because you say those movies are boring. You can't even say that. You can't
Common
even say
Acno
Hey.
L.
Well, if C.
that. He left.
Hey, if no, I'm gonna steal man Acno real quick.
He
If
pulled that
if C is
2005.
allowed to use Godzilla's Revenge, no. If C is allowed to use Godzilla's Revenge, if he's allowed to get rid of that, Acno's allowed to get rid of those.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
steel manning
What
Acno
Nico
here.
is saying, yeah, that's true. It's just that what Nico is saying is that it's a bit hypocritical to say that the
Also,
anime
getting
trilogy
rid of
is
them.
not boring.
Just,
Yeah,
as
like
if
he
the
literally
anime
said on
trilogy
one
was
call, he said that the latter half of the show era was boring. Like, no joke.
Okay,
Okay, like what I was
65 fine.
saying. What I was saying, reason why I'll get rid of those because I don't, because, like, yeah, pretty much they're boring.
See, you just proved
Like-
my point. You proved my
Still
point. You can't even
issue.
see.
I'm sorry, they're just. Ebba Hold the Deep
So-
was just pretty much filler of the show era. It is filler.
I
Nothing.
can see.
If you
Okay,
remove
Ebra,
Ebba,
I can understand. Son of Godzilla, kind of, but then you wouldn't get Junior. And then what was?
I don't know.
Was it,
I don't know about that. You probably
I
still
think-
get Godzilla Jr.
Not really.
No,
No,
because-
It happened later on.
no, because Godzilla Junior happened because Manila was popular,
and because
the
they wanted to
concept-
bring back the concept too.
Yeah, so so it is not likely that the Son of Godzilla concept, as Junior did it, would happen. So by getting rid of Son of Godzilla, yeah, you sacrifice the worst kaiju in the Godzilla franchise, Kumonga, but
It's still there,
you're
my
all,
guy.
shut up. But you
Nope.
also,
Get in my stream, boy.
Zilla has potential. ROE proves
Oh wait,
that.
no,
ROE
no,
in the anime.
yeah, no.
ROE
Stop
in
And
making
Godzilla's
those.
Revenge, I just absolutely hate. I wish
Actually,
that
Okay,
film didn't
Revenge.
exist.
Revenge.
Makes
We've
me
already
go with
established
Paul Washer's
that's
attack.
fine. Revenge. We've already established. Okay, that's fine. Ebera. That's fine. Son of Godzilla. You're losing that concept. So it's right there. Also, quick side note. No, Kumonga isn't the worst kaiju in the Godzilla franchise. It's Godzilla Aquanolus.
Because it took away Godzilla's forces comeback.
But what's it call it? Acno, is there any other actually you already got yours. It was Son of Godzilla, Ever Horde the Deep from what was the other one?
What?
Godzilla's
Okay.
Revenge.
Godzilla's Revenge.
Okay. All right. Vic, a Bic, a Dibilik.
Hello. Okay, so 3 Godzilla films we delete from history, right?
Yes.
All right. So my first pick is gonna be Godzilla versus Megalon, because hopefully with the butterfly effects we can get rid of that ugly Godzilla design. My
L
second
take.
one
L take,
is
Vic.
gonna be no. You guys are crazy.
Vic,
That's a
you
horrible
are
Godzilla
dumb.
design.
You are dumb. You are dumb.
Nope.
You are dumb.
Better than Evolve.
I know you are, but what am I?
Stupid.
An L
Takes one to
taker.
know one.
An L
Uh,
taker,
Guys,
boy.
But
you guys do
second
realize
one,
if you get rid of Godzilla vs. Megalon, you don't get Jet Jaguar and single points.
I don't care. I just don't hate. I hate that design. But second one's gonna be Godzilla versus Space Godzilla because it's boring as all heck, and
Vic.
I don't mind sacrificing
Hey!
Space
Sorry,
Godzilla.
I'm
Vic.
sorry, what movie?
Godzilla versus Space
Space-
Godzilla.
Vic, you're
Space
supposed to be on the side of Space Godzilla, man.
You're supposed to
I mean,
like
he's
the
cool,
bad
but I don't
movies.
mind losing him. I don't mind losing him. And then I
Space
think
Godzilla's goated. We keep him. He stays.
I can take it or leave it. My third one. I'm trying to think of a third one to do because there's not too many Godzilla movies that like I hate outside of like Space Godzilla.
I you could do
But-
Planet of Monsters like the rest of us.
I'm sort of indifferent towards the anime trilogy. Like I haven't watched them in the longest time, and I never hated them outright for what they were. Um, but I'm trying to think because like I did a Showa, a Heisei. I'm trying to think if there's any Millennium films I would honestly get rid of, but
Final Wars,
like
which sucks.
No, low.
Final
Who
Wars,
No.
no.
cares? Shut your
I
fucking mouth.
don't
Shut
No, I
your
like Final
know.
fucking
Wars. I'm on the
mouth.
Final
I
Wars
don't
love
care.
train.
Screw you. It
But
stays.
like, let me think. Like, I guess maybe Mega Gearus, only just because I don't really have that strong feelings towards it.
Yay! Then you get that.
So those
Then
would
you
be
get
But
my
that
we
three.
won't
3D
get
chess
Omega
scenario.
Gearus. We won't get Omega Gearus in the Mothra comic.
Fuck you, Fuck you, Varin, Baragon, or Kamakuris are getting their redemption arcs.
I do want to make a disclaimer as far as my picks go. Like, I don't hate GXK personally, really. It's just like me picking that one was as one of the three of my choices was kind of pragmatic. The other two, yeah, I hate. But anyways, back to Vic or whoever else.
Yeah.
GXK is the new 98 because it'll take 25 years for you guys to let go of all that hate.
I don't even
I'm
hate
a
GXK.
I'm a one in a
To be
million
fair,
generational hater.
98 is like way better than GXK.
The only ones that
You
have
heard
And
it
it
the
here
got
only
first,
way
ones
folks.
more
know
hate.
98
about
best
that.
Godzilla film, better than
I
the
don't
American
know. I
films.
think GSK is getting close for me,
Classic
hating
pick
more than 98.
W.
the only films of my pick that I dislike is Planet of Monsters. Like, I thought Mega Gearus was okay. I liked GXK a lot. There were other reasons.
Yeah, I hate GXK, but I didn't even remove it.
I have a very controversial pick.
All right, let's see it.
Oh,
Let's
We
see it loud.
I think we already know what it is.
Wait, no,
now, but
everyone
No.
shut up. Everyone shut up. I want
No,
to hear
but-
it.
Quiet.
So my
Cock
first
shotgun.
pick. So the first one I have to do it just because I feel like. So for the most part, I don't want things to change too much, right? So that's my main goal. So the anime trilogy is my first pick, which is the obvious one. Final
So
Wars
Planet
is the second one because I feel like
Go
for
to
the
hell.
idea they had, they could have made a better movie. Like I don't even want them to make a serious movie.
Shame.
If they want to do a
Shoot him.
rollout,
Shoot him.
do it, but do it right, right? So I don't see many ways in which you could have done it worse than in Final Wars. So I feel like I'm just doing it an upgrade at that point. And
I mean,
the
you could have
third
been the
one,
Bride of Godzilla.
but that
No, we're not bringing
Mm. uh,
Don't bring
know,
us
I-
Cyber Yuko, Minecraft.
Yeah.
Don't bring her back.
also you are calling for the 2005. You're summoning him by mentioning the bride. So
God
be
damn
careful.
it.
Wait,
If
I
you
didn't
say
even
that-
hear what Lau's first pick was because everyone's talking.
He said the anime trilogy.
Okay.
Yeah, the first one. And the third pick I have is like the one that I feel everyone is going to get mad about, which is King of the Monsters.
Fuck you.
Screw you.
Here we go.
Screw you.
Part of me was thinking, like, is he gonna say King of the Monsters? He's gonna say King of the Monsters.
He did say King of the Monsters.
Wait, everybody quiet. Loud. Elaborate before I
Yeah,
crush your
so-
skull in.
You can try, but mine is actually round, not square like yours. So
Time to give
it's
you the
going to be
Poseidon
really
treatment.
hard. Yeah, I'm like an egg. You're like a cardboard box.
Anyway,
Your egg has
elaborate.
scrambled.
Yeah, so basically, as soon as 2014 was confirmed, we got the confirmation that they would use Ghidorah, Mothra, and Rodan, right? Like that was almost like the next month after the first movie was, successful. They already confirmed that. And the thing is, we are assuming that they will pick the same directors, but like for some reason of the universe, they cannot do the same story, right? Basically, or you could also say, okay, maybe it's a different director, right? But for whatever reason, we don't get the same story as King of the Monsters. if we don't do that, I feel like we have a better chance of not wasting Rodan and Mothra or Ghidorah even in the next movie all at once and then forgetting them. Now, is it King of the Monsters' fault that GBK ruined it? It's not, but I just feel like we killed Ghidorah way too soon, and I just feel like the best way to like get that second chance at getting a Ghidorah that actually like gets to maybe either live a bit longer or maybe it's not wasted on the second Godzilla movie immediately. Maybe it will be used further on the future. Is if we just scrape King of the Monsters, which I don't even hate. I just loved it when it came out, and then I just don't really care all that much about it now, but I don't hate it. I know I'm risking Bear McCreary's score, which is my biggest concern. Actually, I don't even care all that much about Ghidorah and Rodan, but the score, the OST is the thing that I'm mostly like worried about. That's like my biggest risk. So yeah. Also, like the human story, I didn't really like all that much, but it's not bad or anything. Again, it's just a movie that I feel like I would risk having an alternative timeline from that point onwards because GBK will have happened anyway, right? We will still have gotten the Godzilla versus King Kong fight, and that will probably have made money anyway, right? Maybe even it could have happened sooner. Who knows? That part I'm not really sure of, but I just don't see that many risks. Again, to me, my biggest complaint would be, okay, maybe if we get a second version, we don't get Bear McCreary, or maybe we don't get him immediately, but who knows? Maybe we get him in the future. I don't know, but that's like the biggest loss I feel we would have. So that's why. Just to
So wait,
reset the Monsterverse and give it a second chance. It could be worse. I understand that it could have been somehow even worse, but also it could be better. And I'm
Okay,
willing to take the bet
I
because I'm not related to the
I want to know
Monsterverse.
what I want to know some of the scrap concepts for Quantum. Then, like,
Well, that's just more of a reason for you to get the art book.
so wait, we've got Planet of the Monsters and Caught 'em. That's what we have so far.
Oh yeah, I have the.
Because everyone keeps
Planet of
talking, and I'm trying to listen.
No, Planet of Monsters, Final Wars, and King of the Monsters.
Okay.
Those are his.
I did
three.
not even hear his reasoning for for Final Wars.
For Final Wars, I said that I don't actually mind if they want to go bombastic for the last movie on Millennium. I just think that the execution was really bad, right? So I think that I'm 100% willing to risk that movie getting completely axed and getting a different version of their attempt. Not even the story itself, right? But like if you just want to make a huge brawl out movie, I feel like you could have done better because we all know that Final Wars has a bunch of short fights that leave a lot of Kaiju like ignored, even though they came back. And also, there's too much focus on the human characters, and I don't really give a fuck about them. So, if they get deleted, since it's the last movie in Millennium, I don't think that it will actually change the rest of the movies all that much, and we potentially get a better movie without Manila. Hopefully. Also, I think that the movie looks fucking horrible. Like literally, like visually, I think it's trash in a lot of scenes. So we probably would get something better if we just delete that one and we get something else instead.
It's super interesting with Final Wars how there's essentially like 3 different versions to that film.
Really?
There's the like theatrical version, there's the Sony DVD one, and then there's the German one where a lot of the visuals and grain and filters are different. I don't really remember too well about the Final Wars theatrical release, but like if you look at the German, like I think it's the German one, but it's a out of US release versus the Sony US release. There's a lot of scenes where the filters are very different.
I did not know that.
I did not know
Me
this.
neither.
I think we'll have to look into that once we get to my stream on it. I mean, see, you've already done streams on the Kiryu duology and Final Wars, but yeah,
I did a whole video on Final Wars. Yeah.
yeah, no,
But
yeah,
there we go.
yeah.
Kuru, your turn.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
All right, here we go. Every film that I'm about to say is one that has already been mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1. Put Planet of the Monsters in the fridge. That way, you don't get Planet Eater, and you don't get the worst film this franchise has ever got. Fuck you, Zim.
I will fight every single one of you.
Planet Eater is a worse film than 98. They both suck, but Planet Eater is worse.
No, you're wrong. Skill
No,
issue.
we're right. Get
Skill issue.
I
Time to clutch this 1v5, gentlemen. Watch this.
98 has.
I
But if
agree
we
with
get rid of
Zim.
98, then Zim won't exist.
So,
No,
it's
Zim
a
would still.
very evil, Zim. It's a necessary
I'm sorry.
evil,
Hold
Zim.
on, Vic. By that logic, are you saying like Zim's parents fucked during '98? Like, is that?
No, I just said he wouldn't be the person he is today.
It's like that Dark of the Moon scene where Megatron looks at Optimus and said,
Just
"Who would you be without me?"
without me, Zim?
Time to
To
find,
find out.
Wait. It depends. How old are you, Zim?
Find out.
I'm in my
Are you a
20s.
90s kid or are you a...
I'm a 90s
Okay,
kid,
no.
but barely.
All right.
Let
So-
Kuru continue.
So yeah, Planet of the Monsters, because then we don't get the anime trilogy, and I think the brand will forever not have that stain on it. 98 as well, as I think the Millennium Era would be a lot healthier. But the thing about that is if we don't get 98, then I think the Monsterverse itself is very different. But because assuming that all of this is stuff that changes and comprehends at the end of this day, the franchise is all changed by all of these. Getting rid of the Polygon trilogy, I think just you lose nothing. Nothing of value is lost. 98 changes the Millennium Era. I think we'd still get a new American Godzilla series later down the line. Maybe a little later than 2014. Maybe at the start of the 2020s. Who knows? I personally think Zim is overestimating the damage Megalon did, but I mean, we never know. We weren't alive back then. The last film is also King of the Monsters.
Really?
You were supposed to be on our side.
Wait.
You were the chosen one.
No,
You
shut
were
up.
the
Shut up.
chosen.
Everyone shut up. I want to hear his reasoning. Wait,
Elaborate.
I'm
Elaborate.
curious. Elaborate.
Because we knew years beforehand they got the rights to those kaiju. We're getting them in the next film regardless. So what I'm saying is you give that film extra time, put it out in early of 2020 maybe, before all the COVID shit happens. It gets a better release, probably gets more time in the oven, so, everything else is improved. Either it becomes a two-parter, like I've said, and it gets more time to cook in the oven. It's not released in the single most bloated season the box office has ever had, and the Monsterverse, I think, would be in a much better, more cohesive version of itself, and you would still get the Monsterverse reinventions of Rodan and Ghidorah, and maybe reinvent Mothra as well. And I think the Monsterverse would be in a far better position and would still be improved. I think just caught him a bit, and there you go. On top of, I could imagine we'd still get Bear McCreary. I think Michael Dougherty went into how he wanted him. So I think, yeah, I would axe King of the Monsters just because I think not because I hate the film, but because I think we can get something better. And I think it would improve the similar reasons as to Lao. But additionally, I think that it also would have, because of the fact that if it was released in a season that wasn't the summer of 2019, it would have done better, and they wouldn't have course corrected so hard into the whole only focus on the monsters angle.
Yeah, honestly, it's not a pick out of hate; it's a pick out of love. Like King of the Monsters deserve better.
It's a pick for me out of love and pragmatism. I love King of the Monsters, and I wanted it to succeed. And I think that if it was a like as it stands, I think quality wise, it's a 3.5 out of 5 stars. But like, I think
It could have been so much more.
It could have done so much more, I think, is my logic. It's a pick out of love and pragmatism.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Alrighty, and that leaves us with the stud himself, Nico.
Oh shit. Well, this is a hard one because part of me wants to pull a freeze and go, forget the damn rules, and just say the entire anime trilogy is 1, 2, 3. But I will say, Planet of Monsters, yeah, definitely cut it out. If we wouldn't have Planet of Monsters, we wouldn't have the anime trilogy. Like, maybe it could be reworked as like an actual like. I'm willing to say like, maybe we could rework it to be something like Singular Point, except more like thought out, because it would. I Priestess, I feel like the anime trilogy would have worked a lot better if it was a show. It wouldn't fix everything, but I feel like it would. I think it would be a much better show. Hold on, just a minute.
Is he jacking off on my stream? I heard that.
No, I'm rubbing my hand.
Dude,
Hello?
like his dick will be on fire if it sounded like that.
Maybe that's just what he's into, Lau.
Oh my god.
Can you all hear me?
No way. You
Sandpaper
just asked if I
dick.
was. If I was, there's no way. One moment, please. You did. You didn't
What the
just.
shit did I just miss?
Zimcast.
How did you just miss? Minecraft, are you there with him?
What the fuck is happening?
Improve your aim.
What? So
What's going on back there?
I was rubbing my hands together.
I'm sorry.
And
Did you hear anything? Did you hear anything that was like in the background?
Not really, no.
Okay, so I guess my second choice. This is a hard one. Like, this is legitimately a hard one. Like, I guess we could get rid of All Monsters Attack, because like you mentioned, like,
A weak man's pick.
hey, hold on, let me finish, because I guess, like, in the grand scheme of things, like, like pour one out for Gabra, but like I feel like it wouldn't have put like further stigma on like the Showa era, as I felt like All Monsters Attack did, especially since like if we got it out of existence, the dub wouldn't exist either, because I feel like here's my opinion. I feel like most of the hatred of All Monsters Attack comes from the horrendous English dub. Like, you can't even like argue.
I'll be honestly, the Japanese version of it, I think like a lot of people, the problems people have with the English version, I think are still there in the Japanese version. And I think a lot of people don't actually watch the Japanese version, but they have watched the American version and they're just like, no.
I've watched both versions. They both suck.
See, that's at least honest
in the Japanese one.
You're still wrong.
My ears don't bleed. My ears won't bleed like freaking.
Yeah, but what about like the introduction song though? It's essentially the same thing in terms of its cadence.
I mean, to be fair, it's been a while since I've heard the opening.
Okay, Planet of the Monsters and All Monsters Attack.
So third one.
Okay.
Oh, this is a tough one. This is a really tough one. Like, I'm being honest, like, it's a really tough one. So, if I had to pick one as the final one, begrudgingly, I guess 98. I guess 98 be the one to get the third.
Of us. One of
I
us.
said begrudgingly because
One
like
of us.
I do.
You still get.
I
you
feel.
still get
Hold
the-
on. I say begrudgingly because we would never have gotten Orga or gotten Godzilla like tail slapping Zilla into the opera house, and we would have never gotten.
But we would have gotten Griffin, and you know what? That is a worthwhile trade. And
Yeah.
You're not. That's the thing. You're
And plus,
never
we
sure what you will have gotten on instead.
And plus, we
That's-
wouldn't have gotten Godzilla the series, which is objectively better in my opinion, or I mean, all of our opinions. Yeah, like I guess like
No, it's like you don't add in my opinion after objectively. Objectively is overall quality.
oh, look, I'm trying to reach. It's hard to like make.
It's hard
somebody
for this
hot.
man.
it's
Of
hard
course,
for,
it's hard for him.
it's
He's a
hard for
Final
a-
Wars fan.
It's hard.
Shut the hell up, Lyle.
I can really
will-
make a.
I
can
will
make a
come all the
awful
way to
joke right now.
Argentina and smite you with the hands of God.
Is that where he's from?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lau
he mentioned-
currently lives in Portugal, but he's from Argentina.
Okay, I was like, I thought he lived in Portugal right now.
Exactly. I think you're going back to Argentina, aren't you, Lau?
He said he's going back to Argentina.
Yeah. Now I'm moving back because people here are just like very. It's a very lame country, to be fair.
Okay, so what's it called? The moment. Wait, if Lau's from Argentina, Lau, how white are you?
I'm like pale
Zim,
white. Like
have you not seen his face?
Yeah, like I don't hide it. I would do it right now if it wasn't because like it's really late and
Yeah.
like.
No. Okay. All right. Lau, can you speak German?
Nation Jankers Ganasten.
Okay, so all right, okay, Lau. So forget everyone else here. You and I are gonna have a special meeting. We need to head to Agartha immediately.
My layman.
All hell is about to break loose.
I mean,
Zimzilla 99 exposed.
All like we did find a Nazi throne buried in my island.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no, it was underground. In like the middle of the forest, we found like a Nazi throne.
Oh wow!
I always love what these evolve into.
Yeah.
Really quick, I actually gotta
Oh,
go. I gotta go
Zim.
make myself dinner.
Oh no, we're
so
ending the
I guess-
stream now. So yeah,
Oh.
Karu, say your little piece.
Yeah, this stream was fun. I think overall, I'm generally pretty dead on with a lot of my picks, and I think I've got good reasons. This was fun a lot. Looking forward to the one-on-one and take a month, Zim, at least with us.
I got you.
You know, Kuro,
'cause
I'm
I wanna
surprised he
get
didn't
more-
hit. Yeah, I'm surprised he
get
didn't
more
say
stuff
Shin
done.
to get the axe.
I don't hate Shin Godzilla.
I know. I'm just making a joke. I'm making a joke.
I'm still
funny.
working on the Gog Mazios video. Minecraft, please look over the script. At least what I've got right now before I continue. And as far as things from me, go watch Uma Musume Beginning of a New Era and Common Acno L.
Yeah, all right. So we'll just go from the bottom up. So Minecraft, you're next, Vic, Nico, etc.
You can find me on YouTube at Minecraft World 1954. That's my @ or just Minecraft World, where I have a lot of kaiju stuff in the works. I have my nemesis. Who is echoing?
I got it. Don't worry, you're good.
I have my Nemesis essay. I have my what is it? I have my Monmusu essay, which I plan to work on, like continue working on once I rewatch the series. And then I also have my book, Light in the Black Lake, which I did a custom Gilyu roar back in like yesterday, last night. So so if you're in the Discord, go check that out. And yeah, you can also find me on Instagram and Kara. I have artworks there. I literally just posted my Sonic Godzilla artwork onto Instagram. So find it there. And then Blue Sky, I post stuff and do things. So yeah. Go read the Nemesis books. Go watch Iron Lung if you can. And yeah. Bye.
Vic, do you?
Alrighty. If you can hear me good, you can always find me here on YouTube as Kaijunauts. I've been working on some more movie reviews, and I'm going to be doing some more live streams now that I got my new setup. And That's about mostly it for me. I do have commissions open on my Ko-fi page, so you can check that out. Vic Monstrous. And then that'll be it for me. Am I echoing or is someone else echoing?
No, you sound fine on my end.
You sound fine.
I hear an echo, so
Nico.
it may just be me.
There was a very, very slight echo, but it's not like a huge deal.
All right, I guess.
I think it was Nico because all the extra sound's gone.
Of course, it was the final worst fan.
Shut up, Lau! You know what? I'm gonna send Redman to your house. How about that? I'm sending Redman to your house. I don't care.
There we go.
Red don't fight, mother. Anyway.
Anything you want to add, Nico?
Anyways, you can follow me on DeviantArt and Instagram. I'm trying to post more fun content, but I've been busy with a lot of IRL stuff. But yeah, like play Pokemon Fire Red because it's based, and I don't know, go watch Jurassic Park again because it's amazing. And also, if you see L5, tell them to debate Rooney.
I agree. Those last 2 points are really good. I agree with that.
Thank you, Steve.
Alrighty. Acno.
You can find me on Instagram at anagojo2001-7. You can find me on Anagoji Official on Twitter, Anagoji2001 on Wallpad, Anagoji2001 on YouTube. I have a Discord and a Boost Vibe.
Alrighty. Lau, where can we find you, my favorite arrogant brother?
Well, Casca would be the name you can search literally anywhere, basically. Here on YouTube, Instagram, and X. I am currently trying to. Basically, I don't really like the ending fight in Godzilla vs. Violante, so I'm trying to do like a little remake for that fight. Which once it's done and I have done, like a couple of retries in case I see something that I did wrong, I will, like make a video about. However, I'm moving to a different fucking country and I don't expect my PC to survive the trip because God likes to laugh at me and probably is going to destroy it in the way. Somehow, with thunder or lava, like whatever happens, my PC is probably not going to survive. So it might take some time for me to make a video about that. But yeah, the storyboarding process is going well. So I am doing it sooner or later, probably later. And so yeah, that's it.
Alrighty. And the monster who sees.
Well, you can pretty much find me here on YouTube at Sea Monster Essays, where I put out projects and host some streams. I do have at least one stream planned potentially at some point this month. I just trying to confirm like a date and time for it. I probably won't be able to do as many streams as I would like to do. It's probably like the most I could do per month. That right now would be 2. So one of hopefully 2 will be announced pretty shortly. It may honestly, it may even just kind of come up as it'll be announced like as I've scheduled it, which would be of short notice, unfortunately. But as far as a project I have in the works, I have an essay video on Transformers Dark of the Moon that is still in the process of scripting and so on. That one's going to be a bit of a long man. I can't guarantee it'll be as long as my GXK vid, but I don't know. I'll be sure to update you folks on how it's looking as the days go on. You can follow me on Twitter at CMonster, KCI, what have you. And let me think. What's like one last little remark that I could say? You know what? I think I'll just go ahead and give out a bit of a recommendation. Like I've actually have been reading some some of like Godzilla IDW comics. Like I kind of like rented a volume
Hell yeah.
set. I rented like a volume set from like my local library. It has like the Gangsters and Goliaths.
Oh, that's
you
the
got-
library edition.
Yeah, it's the library edition. It's like it has that. You have like the set that's like 5 short stories, but they each
Godzilla
follow a
Legends.
specific monster. And the third one's like Half Century War, which I haven't got to yet, but I'm working my way through there. So yeah, I'm liking what I'm like reading there so far. But yeah, that's kind of what we got going on there. I'm gonna have to bounce right now. So good night, gentlemen. Hope to talk to you again, y'all again very soon.
Bye,
All right, peace.
Bye.
And well, you can find me pretty much Zimzilla99 almost anywhere. You just add an OG in front of it if you see me on Twitter, and those are my numbers for my Discord. And then when it comes to almost anywhere else that you can find me, it is just the regular Zimzilla99. I am also on places such as the good old Twitch, which I multi-stream to along with Facebook. I also have Odyssey and BitChute for anything that comes out and YouTube just wants to slap it down because it's silly. I also have a Instagram and DeviantArt where I post art, Patreon for all the super fun, important stuff. Speaking of which, I have been working on my book Kaiju Quarantine and on a few chapters to post there. So be excited for those. I thank you guys always for everyone who is coming to join. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Stay safe, have fun. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.